Tonight we're talking about whether the art of dating has been lost, not just romance, but intention, effort, honesty, pursuit, and real connection. Has dating changed because people change or because access changed? We'll go ahead and kick it off with this first question, which is: has the art of dating really been lost, or are people just refusing to do what real dating requires? Who wants to go ahead and tackle that first? Has the art of dating really been lost, or are people just refusing to do what real dating requires?
I feel like it's not that the art of dating is lost. It's just that I feel like everything is just so easy to access that nothing feels worth investing in for people anymore.
Can you elaborate with that a little bit?
Yeah, it's like the illusion of having all these options, right? Even with like the dating apps that, people say they're like, you're swiping through it and it's like you're not really noticing that person for the individual that they are. It's just like just another person to swipe across. Somebody better is going to come across on the next swipe. So it's like you're not really looking at these people for who they are as individuals. It's just something, do they check the boxes that you're looking for?
Um, I think it's fair to break down the different because when it comes to dating, men and women have different roles. So I think it's fair to like kind of maybe talk about, are women not doing what they supposed to be doing today, and are men also not doing what they supposed to be doing? Because I think men typically kick it off, right? We kick off dating, we go, we find a woman that we want. Um, but I think it's probably deeper than that. Like, people just aren't as intentional, and a lot of people use dating for sex versus using dating to get to know somebody and to find like a long term mate. Most cases is being used for sex, I would say.
I was just gonna say it's a little. I feel like it's a little bit of both. I think that people, I think it's just been lost in just the way the shift of the economy is going, the way that people are just so focused on instant gratification. People don't want to put in the work anymore. Um, there's always an ulterior motive. It's not how it used to be, where it's like two people to get together. I like you, you like me. Let's go just have lunch. Let's have a picnic. Let's just go walk. It's always like, what can you do for me? What's the end result? And then people just don't sit in the now anymore.
It's like we're not dating people anymore. We're like dating projections and curated images and potential upgrades.
And their bank accounts.
And I
Right.
was about to say
That's
in
that's
pockets.
that's what
And their
in
bank
pocket
accounts,
the
do they have
revenue.
enough
Like that's
money?
what they're looking for. You're not looking for like, well, I can't speak for everybody, but like, are you looking for that man's emotional depth? Do you care
Right.
about who he is as a person?
Exactly.
Is he worth investing the time and the energy to get to know him? Like, I don't know if a lot of people think that far into it.
Now, do we think it's mainly women?
No, I cannot say that.
Because when you think about it, men have always wanted sex, right?
It's
Right.
And
part of their program, isn't it?
yeah, and women have always been the women have always been in charge of that. All right, like no, you're not gonna get this until we do here. We're not gonna do this till we get this, and like y'all have always been like the leaders when it came to that. So like men have always wanted sex, but now I guess we just getting it so fast, say that we don't have to make a significant investment. I don't know.
Or you're
I
getting
mean,
it
but
with
if
condition.
ease is like all it takes to stop the commitment, then tension was never really there, right?
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, but I guess
Yeah, wait, that's not true at all. Because our the intention, just because the outcome doesn't turn out to, we don't get the outcome we want after we fucked you, that doesn't mean that our intention before we fucked you was any different. It just means that after we fucked you, something happened. Like y'all will suck our dick before
Yeah,
you
it wasn't
make us
good.
sound like. Y'all will suck our dick before you listen to us. Y'all will suck our dick before we can have any type of say in what you're doing. So like it's easier for y'all to suck our dick than it is to be submissive and listen to us or follow our lead. So why do you think that? What's the difference? Like y'all keep fucking so fast and then trying to jump back out of the I want to be a serious girlfriend into the now I want to be a fun girlfriend and jump back and forth when it suits you. That's why dating is going the way it's going for women who have issues dating.
Yeah, I don't really hold like women having sex with me against them like that. You know what I'm saying? If they do, they gonna do what they gonna do. My thing really so much so is like, don't misrepresent yourself or try and finesse me in any way. Because if we build a relationship on trust and I feel as if you kind of led me down a path that was non-congruent with the truth, and you knew that shit intentionally because you felt like I was gonna be misaligned with an aspect of you. Maybe you was hoping that I'll like be fucking with more of you in the future, which rightfully so I probably would. But if I felt like you finessed that beginning portion, I think that should have come back to bite you. Yeah, like to Willie's point, after sex, like with sometimes it's hard to tell as a man if you horny or you actually like the girl, like to that extent. You know what I'm saying? So after you have sex or after you bust a nut, you have post nut clarity, and you can do that shit yourself sometimes. Like, do I really still feel like calling her and getting up after I done already took care of on my own? Sometimes the answer would be no. Sometimes you'll still be like, well, I'm still intrigued, but that shit could be leftover horniness. You never fucking know. And after you know what I'm saying, y'all get together, that should become abundantly more clear. Or the thing that was bothering you starts to bother you a lot more. Like, damn, I don't like how she smacked. I was kind of okay with that shit when she was eating, but now it's kind of like that shit is really, really annoying. And it's getting worse and worse. Can I deal with it? Like, it might be something stupid like that. But initially, when you first getting, together, that could be something that might make somebody have a pause because that part of a person just turns them off for whatever reason. I'm just creating a random scenario. Or you just misrepresented yourself. You put a gang of filters on and then basically catfish somebody and left them to decide. Shit.
I also want to point out something really quick because you could be having a regular ass non-sexual conversation with a man and he gonna take it there. I don't know if he testing you to see how far he could go with the conversation or what, but it could be like a random, we could be talking about tacos and then he gonna insert sexual joke here just to see how far he can go with it.
What you do when he do that?
Shouldn't eat the taco like that.
Pivot.
You pivot?
I learned to pivot.
She does that with guys that she doesn't want to fuck. Like a lot
Not
of
necessarily.
women,
Not necessarily.
a lot of
Because
women have
I feel like that's the easiest thing to do.
relationships. No, it's not the easiest thing to do for men. A lot of women have different rules for niggas that they'll marry the nigga they just want to fuck. So y'all will be out here giving away all this free fucking pussy and then get with a nigga you want to marry and expect him to pay the fee that these other niggas didn't have to pay. And none of us are going for that now because we're all aware it's what happens. You've been out here fucking and sucking without commitment just because your pussy was wet. And then you think the nigga is supposed to get behind you, supposed to wine and dine you, take you on trips, and clean up the nut from the next nigga, the nigga before him. Most niggas
Yeah,
can't even
actually,
get
I do
nude.
agree with that one.
Most
I
niggas
definitely
can't
agree
even
with that
get
too.
nude from girls that ain't from 3 niggas ago. So like, what are we talking about?
Let's go to get some of the folks in that juicy. You want to go ahead and add into it, then we'll get to Keisha.
I just think what he's saying is valid because a lot of women do like if we find a man that we like and we want to fuck him, we gonna fuck him, and then when it's a guy we like, dang, I really like him, I need to prove or see if he really worthy of being with. We kind of like make him work harder for it rather than just being like, take it.
But my question is, do they even have incentive to not do that anymore? Right? Like, is there not going to be those guys who clean up guys? Are they not going? Are cleanup guys going to go away?
Look, Bon, I was I seen this video, right? It was this white girl. She took a brick and threw that shit through the window of dude crib.
I just
right?
seen that too.
You
I know
seen that
exactly what
too?
you're talking about.
Did you see the men in the comments? Because
They-
her body was like kind of on point. The man was like, shit, I could fix it. They was in the comments going crazy.
Yes.
This girl going through a whole episode throwing bricks through our house.
She was crashing out.
Wouldn't leave. They was in the comments like, shit, I still, I probably
Crashing
could
out over
fix
what
that.
though?
You say what?
Crashing out over what?
He broke up with her.
I think I know what you're talking about.
You seen that video? And one of the
long
things
time
that
ago.
stood out to me in that video was Buddy said to her, you don't get to tell me what to do anymore. I was like, anymore?
If we talking about the same person, she did have a really nice body though. If we talking about the same person, it's like a guy. He had like a Mercedes in the driveway. It was like a Mercedes.
It was I didn't see the car. Well, it might have been. I wasn't paying no attention. I was looking at her.
I was looking at
him
her crash
in that
out.
glass door that she threw the whatever that was through. I think it was a brick or she would clean.
Wait, through his door through his door and his door frame in his house.
I do want to kind of get back on topic.
That's
I
right.
too much time on something we ain't even planned, but let's go ahead and get back on topic. Mom, what was your question?
Dang, I just asked it.
Yeah, you just asked a question to
Oh, I
Juice.
was asking, like, can we, do women even have an incentive to change how they move if there will always be, those, the cleanup guys, those men who they never gave attention to, where they're like, all right, I'm gonna give you attention today, and they go for it.
I mean, women have the power to do anything, to be honest.
That's cap.
No. Well, what does that mean?
If we say no, it's no, right? If we say yes, it's yes.
Well, what do you mean by that? Like somebody asking you to have sex, or?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. But that's
If I
the
say I don't
extent
want to
of,
go with, if I don't want to go out with you, I'm not gonna go out with you.
but that's
if I
the
say I
extent of
do.
that's the extent of the power. Like when it comes to the men and the things that you want, now there's barriers, in a way between you and getting that, like a relationship, marriage, those type of things.
That is true.
So.
All right, go ahead, Becca.
The initial question was, is dating dead, right?
No, it's in the back check right there.
Okay.
Yeah, like has the art of dating really been lost, or are people just refusing to do what real dating requires?
I think initially dating was to get to know someone, to see if you wanted to spend the rest of your life with them. And now dating is for entertainment and not necessarily for commitment, right? So I think a number of people date for entertainment. They do it because they want to occupy their time and their space with companionship, not necessarily to find the person that they want to be companioned with for forever if they're looking to a marriage. So I do think that the market has two different types of people right now. Even because talking to older people, sex isn't new. People have been fornicating since the beginning of the time. They gonna keep fornicating. It's gonna be what it is, right? I talk to my uncles, talk to my grandpa, they was hitting back in the day when they was talking to people. Like, it's not really new per se. I think the difference is that people still wanted to settle down back then. And it's why we see in other communities, people still fornicate, but they still end up getting married. One of the prerequisites, though, typically in other cultures that I interact with and I see, is that marriage is the borderline requirement for procreation. In the Black American community, that's not true. People will ask you and push you to have children before they push you to get married. So I think that's the difference that we're seeing right now, is that one, there are people who just don't want to be long-term committed, right? And they just want to date for entertainment. And two, I think the purpose of even marriage has altered how people date, specifically in the US. Because like I said, I know people from all different walks of life, all different types of religions, different countries. They're still out here fornicating, but the goal is still to get married and settle down.
Do y'all think, as men, hear me out, that we've overplayed our hand, right? because traditionally, or at least in my generation, I can do pretty much whatever I want to do, and then I can fuck whoever I want to fuck, and then at one day I'll see a woman and she's wife material. All right, now I want to settle down. You know, you like, I want you to be my woman, right? And I think women have started doing that, where it's like, yo, I want to do what I want to do, and now I meet a guy like, all right, I want to be a good girl. Like, I want to take my time and have sex with you, and not do it all fast and stuff like that. So women have pretty much, it's like they doing what we do of have fun. Oh, I see somebody I like, and they may make a good long-term partner. Now let me act right. Do it seem like that might be a a situation?
Shame on them, though. Shame on them for doing that, because that's the worst part of our behavior. Why don't they do the whole being chivalrous? Why don't they do the whole planning of the dates? Why don't they be more celebratory? Why is it that they only got to focus on the fact that every now and then a couple of brothers can bed hop and spread their seed? Why they take that route is what I'm saying.
It's the same reason they take the route in a relationship when it go bad. When a nigga does something they don't like, they want to match energy. If you go fuck another bitch, they want to go suck another dick. Or if he's, disrespectful, they want to get disrespectful. They don't want to do any of the good things the man did. If he's still doing it while the relationship is bad, like still paying the bills, still dealing with her, still showing up for her when she needs, even though he's a piece of shit. They only want to match the debauchery or fuck nigga energy. What they call out toxic. That's the only thing you see women trying to match now.
Yeah, I think that women think that, what annoys me is that women think that they could do exactly what a man does and get the same result. And whatever happened to a woman is very feminine and, submissive and dainty, right? And there's something, all the men want this particular woman because of how she carries herself. Nowadays, it's not. It's what can you do for me? It's like you don't even, to be honest, I feel like it's very difficult for a man to even try to court a woman now because you don't even know what her intention is anymore. We know that men, they want sex. That's what it is. But women are like, well, I want sex too. Well, I could do what I want too. This is my body. And I just think that it just takes away from the art of a woman and what her role is with a man in that partnership. It's just honestly irritating.
But in talking to this man, wouldn't he see those characteristics present themselves at some point?
Yeah, of course. But
so
again,
he's just vetting. That's the word they like to use, vetting the women that he's fucking. Then maybe we wouldn't be dealing with women who are having fuck nigga debauchery rebuttals here. No?
True statement.
The problem is people get so hurt with stuff, right? And because you're in survival mode and you're so hurt that you want to hurt the next person. But if a woman is showing certain characteristics that aren't indicative of a wife, so all right, well, I'm going to be done with her. Before I get done with her, let me go ahead and fuck her, lay her down real quick, and then boom. Now I got that out. I'm not saying all men do that, but a lot of men actually have a little bit more values. But if you've given it the cat up easy, most men are going to take it.
Absolutely.
You know why y'all never gonna win this particular game, and we should explore it, is because women try to play the game like a man, but they don't understand the landscape and the rules. Y'all still smash based on dateable suitors, where men don't do that. Men will smash a girl he would never date, ever date. But that's not how y'all play that game. That's why y'all not gonna ever win this, because he still got to meet certain metrics. So no matter if a female ever admitted out loud who she's smashing, she considers at a level of attraction that's adequate to her picker. It ain't like smashable guys and dateable guys. No, they all in the same bracket. And that's where y'all get messed up, because then you get your feelings caught up. It's like, well, you know what? He only got 2 felony charges. Let's go ahead and try to, push past that. And then you get caught up and impregnated, and now you wonder why things is all screwed up. But
and then you want to act like, oh, you want to. I think women try to have like the best pussy. It's like, oh, it's.
What do y'all even compare the best pussy to unless you're fucking women with a dick? You can't.
That's what I was about to say. How would you know?
There's no way to know that.
I agree.
What's crazy is a majority of women tend to, again, only want to be men when it comes to the parts that benefit them, or is just trifling. Look at studs. Y'all don't like even women who date those motherfuckers don't require them to be 6 feet tall, masculine, chivalrous, friendly, well spoken, driving Maybachs. Y'all let them motherfuckers run around here looking like Manny Fresh and shit, and then hitting y'all with 9-inch fake dicks. And y'all act like that's how I'm getting back at all the men that fucked me over by going to go being a fucking lesbian. Like y'all literally take the worst behavior and then emulate that and have typically then like I say in essence become the type of men that y'all want for yourselves and have been dating and most likely have had kids by.
All right, let me get Keisha and Bo in there. Go ahead, Keisha. Better come off from you too.
Hey, real quick, why is Keisha on your hoodie? It's crazy.
I was trying to find
She
a
was at the house.
way to add more people.
Oh, that's dope. Can we do that on the next Thursday show? I got an idea.
I'm gonna see
man.
how to work right now.
I
Go
don't
ahead.
know if we want his ideas.
Right. Am I echoing those?
No, you good. Go ahead.
All right. So the question was, the art of dating, has the art of dating been lost, or are people refusing to do what real dating requires? I think that both can be true at the same time. I think that people don't remember how to date. I think Toya kind of touched on it at the beginning about social media, because we're in a time where you can be who you want to be. You can be who you supposed to be. And I think that when people meet, people show you their representatives, obviously, that when they first meet you, because on social media, like I said, it's whoever you want to be. And I think people like the idea of dating, they like the idea of relationships, but not the responsibility that comes with keeping one. And I think, like, a lot of times, what is it? Patience, effort, communication, intentionality, it's gotten replaced with convenience of swiping left and right. And so the effort is gone. Quick exits. Back in the day when you used to date, if you and the guy, you spend more time up close and personal, learning about people. But I don't think the art has disappeared either. I think the ingredients are still the same. It's just, people, I think that people just don't know what to do anymore, because we're in a generation where it's social media.
It's not people, it's women. Like, why y'all keep trying to involve us in this? Men don't have an issue dating. Look at all the good women who have men dating them properly. The only women who are having these problems are the men that can't get the men they want.
When sometimes men get in relationships, sometimes y'all get comfortable and y'all forget to keep dating your woman. So
that's not
that's
do that,
sometimes
Juicy.
true.
But
Don't
if
you
that's
do
what
that,
we're
Juicy.
talking about,
But it's sometimes true. Y'all get comfortable and y'all forget to keep dating the woman that
there
you
is no
wanted
argument
so bad.
against that. You're 100% correct, Juicy. However, that's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about dating while you're in a relationship. We're talking about prior to. If a man gets with a woman and stops dating her, then he deserves whatever she gets. However, in the dating market and what we're talking about today, y'all are the problem. Because again, and not saying you specifically, but the women who don't have men that are still out here dating for the past 10, 15 years, dating this nigga, that nigga, this next nigga, fucking every third nigga, and then thinking that when they're 45, they're going to be able to get a dude to value them, that he lived his 45-year-old life, has the means, access, and all she's supposed to have, but then act like she doesn't have, the 25 years of dick that she's collected on top of the bullshit that she got to go through from all those fuck niggas she chose. Like, y'all want the knight in shining armor to be cleanup man and still keep his armor shining. You can't do that, baby. Water rust armor.
Go ahead, Bo.
Now, I won't argue against the fact that it is women.
Me neither.
But men also can't argue with the fact that women say that it's also men. Because looking at it from your side, that's fair. I'm sorry. Looking at it from a man's side, it's fair. Like, I completely understand how you all see things, but you don't have the experience of dating men. Men don't, they don't date like they did, like when we were, 20, 25. Like, this is not like the late 90s, early 2000s men. Y'all don't do that anymore. You don't properly court women. You don't properly show your interest in women. Like I I can smile and be all soft in the face and show interest and make eye contact, and dudes still be like, and then I wouldn't think it was anything wrong except for the fact that like if I give a dude a compliment, like at the gym, if I compliment a guy, I had been watching you for, why are you what? You've been watching me, but you ain't said nothing. That's why I'm like, what
Why you
is
gotta
going
Sometimes
like?
compliment?
they're
So
scared. Sometimes men are
dating,
scared though.
that's fine. I
Hold
didn't,
on,
I
hold on, y'all.
didn't,
Let her, let her
did y'all
finish. Let her
notice I
finish.
ain't interrupt nobody? I sat here and ain't say nothing. I really want the same respect. I really appreciate that. Thank you. But anyway, um, just from a woman's experience, especially with a woman that is in her 40s and did experience, late 90s, early 2000s type dating, it's not the same. That was so much better. Men weren't afraid to tell you that they liked you, that they thought you were pretty. You know what I'm saying? Like last dude I was talking to, I ain't never heard him call me pretty one time. Not once. I'm like, are you even attracted to me? But at that point, if I got the ass, I really don't give a fuck. So like I can validate your experiences when you say that it's women's fault. Sure. But you all do not ever validate our experiences when we say men have changed. Things have changed in the dating market.
Can I go after True? Go ahead, True.
No, I wanted to have a dialogue with both. Can you expound upon that? Because I think you laid some solid foundation. Because we're not women. The men on here are not women. We admit that, and we admit that, right? So give us kind of what your perspective is. Because my firm position on it is I don't really believe women date. So I can understand why it's hard for y'all, and then I'll pass it to you. You guys have always participated in this exchange. From what you just said, it was us that came to you different, treated you different, gave you a certain experience, right? So if that's kind of the case, yeah, you guys, I don't think have ever really dated, in my opinion. And now you're just seeing a conversion. But I'll land. I want to hear
What
what,
do you mean we
from your,
haven't dated? I don't understand.
in my opinion, dating has always been on us, even from what you just admitted.
Oh,
Men
you
were
mean like asking out, taking out, like picking up? Yeah, okay. I got you. Yeah, for
cool,
sure.
cool.
So, for me, it's just and I don't know how many women will agree with this. It's literally just like, "Hey, how you doing? Well, I want to fuck." Wait, I mean, you hey, my name is I want to fuck. Wait. Slow, ask me on a date first. Like I don't get dick pics or nothing like that. Praise God, cuz I couldn't take that. But it's always like I think I got asked out on a date, and before I could go out on a date, you want to after the date you want to go back to my place and get in the hot tub. No, not the hot tub, the tub, like the bathtub.
What?
Nigga, what?
So what?
So
So what are
I'm
you?
just
So
like,
go on, Saber.
go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
so are you saying that there seems to be like an expedited pursuit to rush through this steps of sorts?
Straight.
They would get
It's
straight
like
to business.
and don't get me wrong. We all grown. We grown. Like I'm 45. I'm grown. So I don't dodge, sex talk, nothing like that. But I don't know you.
So where do
And
you think
what
that? When do you think that changed, and why do you think that changed?
um I'm gonna give a guy answer. Like I'm gonna have to agree with guys when I say it's just a whole lot of sexual liberation on everybody's part. And so like I get it. Um, but nothing about me reads only sex. Like I don't carry myself like that. Like I could understand if I carried myself like all I'm good for is sex, but I don't speak like that. I don't dress like that. I don't like none of that. So I can't understand how we like fast track to sex. And I'm like, slow down, because you cute, you're interesting, I'm intrigued, but now I'm turned off because damn, I don't hand me the dick first.
So would you say that this is what I heard? You expect to be treated like an individual and not like blanketed as all women. Does that
Yeah.
sound about accurate? Okay.
Yeah.
Great. That's exactly how it is on our side too. And I think
Okay.
that's where we need to kind of break ground. Most women think all men are the same. So basically when she shows up to the being dated, right?
Mhm.
She's already coming in with expectations on how all the other men have done things and how all the other suckers have acted. She doesn't give you the opportunity to show what kind of man you are, what kind of the way you move. And so the same is on both ends. Whereas maybe for you guys it's physical, for us is either monetary or experience based. So one example, one dude can like you and dig you, but be like, look, I'm gonna take you to the park, bring a stack of cards, and we're gonna talk and then we're gonna play speed. But if she's been taken to Disneyland on her first date or courtside, that's not adequate. And so now you got a disconnect because it's like, well, this guy really liked me because I was sitting courtside watching Kobe. You must not like me because we in the park and my feet hurt. Like, why would you take me to the park, sir? Like, I'm too cute for that. You know, go ahead.
I can agree with that. I have experienced those types of women because I got a lot of guy friends. And so I do know that they experience that nothing is good enough. I had a guy friend that literally showed that girl that he really liked her and he had money, but he wasn't just about to dump it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not just gonna take care of you and just buy everything for you and do all of these things. And she thought because one, he didn't spend all of that money on her. Not that he didn't spend any, he just didn't spend a lot of money on her. And also, he wasn't like overtly sexual with her, like always want, you know what I'm saying? So like I could understand that they do treat you all the same. I can agree with that for sure. So yeah, I guess we're doing that to each other, but that was my point, is that we experience the same things in different ways from each other. So what is the middle ground when we're talking about like the art of dating, because it's work to be done on both sides.
The middle ground is used is women conceding to the people, to the men who have to do all the work. You said that men don't date women like they men did in the 90s or 2000s. It's because we don't have those types of women to date. Like a wise man once said, the good women are standing too close to the hoes.
But have you
Hold on.
sometimes ever thought
So,
that you overlook?
and then what happens is y'all want like an outcome. Y'all want us to be traditional like our grandfathers, but you can't cook and clean like our grandmothers. Like our grandmothers wasn't online twerking, having their titties and shit out, doing all this bald-headed hoe shit for attention on Instagram, and then he wants to take you serious. Like this is the problem. Y'all keep trying to tell the people who have the ability to give you the thing, to do the thing, how they're supposed to give it to you, when they're supposed to give it to you, and what you're not going to give them in return, and then expect them to want to acquiesce to your wishes. It's almost insane. The fact that like the fact that we have these conversations and people keep thinking, look, it's different on both sides. It doesn't really matter about your side, unfortunately, because you're the inferior piece in this one. Because all you're doing is participating in the date. To True's point, you just show up and get shit done for you. All you have to do is get dressed and walk out the house. We can pick you up. You're expected to pick you up or compensate you for gas. You got kids. You want to pay for a babysitter, which that's some sucker shit too. But everything about dating is centered around making y'all happy, like proving us to you. And then for those of us who are the men that women want to date, I gotta prove myself that I can do all these things to date a motherfucker who's living check to check. That's got, 2 or 3 years worth of niggas she's still trying to heal from, somebody else's children, and then still doesn't cook and clean because she has DoorDash for her kids. Like, what are we getting by doing these things for the average woman today? I will obviously admit there are some women who are above this, so this doesn't apply to them. but a hit dog will holler. Look at the chat. The worst part about this is like y'all really think that y'all are gonna be able to ever get us to change anything where we're the ones doing it, we're the ones providing the service. You're either gonna take what we getting or you're saying shut the fuck up at the end of the day, because you guys are gonna end up being 50, 60 years old and having to explain this same shit that I'm explaining to you to your daughter and her daughter, so they don't end up like you.
All right,
Just kind of place the blame on everybody, on each other, when it's like the real issue seems like we've just normalized low effort on both parties and called it dating.
No,
I don't really think, Toya, there's been a lot of effort on the female end. I have to pick on you guys for a second, and that just seems to be the common practice. When you ask women, I think I asked you guys a couple of weeks ago, what makes a good partner? Like, what makes you a good teammate? And most of the women really couldn't answer it. But that's not uncommon, because women don't think about relationships like we think about relationships. You guys get relationships brought to you, but you've never had to maintain a relationship, which is why I say women don't date, typically. But go ahead.
I don't think that's 100% true.
Okay.
In my experience, I said you can't shoot the messenger. In my experience, I've seen women who actively, work on their relationships, actively try to make the men that they're with happy. Like, they find ways to make their life easier. They find ways to do things for them. So, like, I don't think that's necessarily true. Maybe it's not true for a woman who really don't fuck with you, or she really don't like you like that. Maybe, but and like I said, that's just my experience. So
from an unbiased perspective, you may be right in your anecdotal, right? But basically, and I've talked to thousands of women, observed thousands of women. When you listen to what women complain about, they complain about effort. You guys are sprinters. Y'all not long distance runners when it comes to relationships. Y'all do great in short spurts. You're awesome for a day, maybe even a weekend. But you ask this woman the question, and we break it down, things like finances. I don't know why finances are the thing, but when we ask if he loses it all and he got to put the bank on you, the house on you, most women can't fathom having to change the roles and literally maintain her relationship, from her effort to her beauty regimen to her finances. That doesn't even compute to y'all. But to us, that's normal. That's Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead, Toy.
So what happens if you're dating a woman who's already doing all these things? She has these things already like done in her own life. How does that translate to? I'm guessing you're talking about a man who's actively paying bills and all of that. Like he lives with her or something. Like,
well, you just mentioned an adult. To me, what all things is she doing? Because
right, but I'm saying
you
you made it seem like it was some helpless woman that he's dating that, if he lost it all tomorrow, she can't help him get it back, or she not standing on her own 2 feet to help him stand up. Like, I'm confused.
This is the fact. Most women can't. If he stops contributing to what is their relationship, there is no relationship. She can't maintain it. That's just commonplace.
I mean, but they both have to contribute to the relationship. That's how it works. It's a team effort.
Like, so this is the crazy, like, true. This is what I hate happens to you when because you're nice. First of all, you said women are sprinters. Women don't even fucking run the race. They sit at the finish line and fuck the winners. That's what all of them want to do. None of them want to run the race. None of them are marathon runners. They go to the end of the line and pass out water halfway through, see who's in the lead, and then walk to the end and try to give him some pussy before somebody else does. They're not in here trying to build with us, because look at all of us on the panel and the majority of the men that actually have successful women, the ones who have fallen off. None of those women can put them niggas back on. All they could do is try to make him feel better about it, because let's be transparent. Your woman doesn't make as much money as you do. So if she fell off, she might be able to hold you down for a month. But in that month, she's going to treat you different. In that month, after that month is over, she's going to start looking at you different. It's going to be okay. When she walk in the house, she see you chilling. Then, for 2 weeks, maybe cool. Week 3, hey, have you heard any jobs? What are we doing? Because, like, that's what happens. So you sitting here saying that women are actually even trying to sprint. They're not. A woman is only going to be as good as her man has taught her to be once she has one. And before she gets with one, she's only going to be as good as a man that raised her. And then look at their fucking results. Like, we women swear they should have their own man, which is ridiculous, because y'all want the same niggas. So they all want their own good guy. And then they think that when they get one, that they're going to be able to run him and turn him into the type of nigga they cheat on in 2 or 3 years. So, like, when you talk to them, Like, it's almost as if they like talking to you because you won't give them these talking points. You don't ask them things like, should you marry before you carry? Because all of them would then be like, shut the fuck up. They won't talk to you no more. Or you don't ask them questions where you put them in corners and make them yes or no. You let them do that deflection shit she just did. So shout out, bro, but you got to start putting their feet to the fire.
But Willie, I think it's a very detrimental mindset to have, especially if you're in the dating scene and you're dating women. No? So if that's the way you think, and you saying all women are like this, or the general consensus,
Majority.
what hope do you have to find an average woman?
Well, the thing is, so if you're making it personal about me, it's not a problem that I have. But if we want to talk about somebody else that's adjacent to me, he doesn't have this problem either, because again, that nigga's not average. Average niggas these are the problems they get dealing with average women. And nobody who has these points, who has the lifestyle that can have him articulate these points and put them on the internet, we don't have these problems. The average nigga that y'all don't even talk to do. So when me, True, and White get up here and start talking about this type of shit, it's because we were talking about the average niggas. If we made it personal, y'all wouldn't be able to say shit to none of us. It would just be a bunch of head nod and be like, okay, yeah, you got a point. Well, yeah, okay, I really can't argue with that nigga. He's actually doing it. Like, we're the ones who are actually out here doing these things and being successful to it. And then if you just remind us and listen to your responses, you're proving all of our points.
So I want to, is the point that, because for the average person, both the men and the women are working and they're contributing to paying bills. So, and I mean, if we're talking about dating 30 plus, I would suspect the majority of women, right, are already working and paying whatever bills they're paying. And a man is also working and paying the bills that he's paying. So to think that if they combined themselves, if something happened to the man, the woman couldn't sustain what she was already sustaining before him, I don't understand that logic. I mean, if we're talking about high earners, that's a total different thing, because most high earning men, don't get with high earning women, right? But I'm talking about the average people who are only making a minimal amount of money difference. And if they're the 30 plus, they're, both working, both keeping up an apartment or whatever, right? So I just don't get the logic.
I'll dumb it down. It's super easy. The average man makes more money than the average woman. When they get into a relationship, it doesn't matter. They still make more. The average man is expected to take on more financial responsibility for a relationship than the average woman is, period. So being that's the case, even if it's 80-20 and he falls off and he can't pay his 80, y'all will have a problem paying his 80 for too long. You guys, like, except for when y'all want to get on these panels and lie about it, when they ask you in these private surveys, y'all say it. Y'all have given the answers. There's a plethora of surveys that prove how fickle women get once a man loses his job or he loses his position. Because one of the things that attracts you to a man is his ability to provide. And once he can no longer do the thing, now all you got is he attractive? Most of you niggas will not get with a man who is your physical type, because you can't get that guy to commit to you. So you'll get the guy that can. You'll get the guy who's okay being a stepdaddy. You'll get the guy that's okay playing cleanup man behind the other 30 years of dick you took before him. So you'll get those guys. And now that guy who you didn't like for real also now can't provide, you're going to go be like, you know what? I could do bad by myself. I'd rather pay 100% of my bills and 50% of bills with a man, as if it's not going to cost you more money, because that freedom is going to give you you don't have to listen to a man. You don't have to take what he says into account. You have to be led by a man, and you're willing to pay for that.
This would be an easy way to kind of pull it apart, Becky. Would you consider being with a man that his finances had no equation in y'all connection?
Yes, I have dated people who made less than me, if that's what you're asking.
No, not less. That he has no resources, that he brings him. That's it. You get him a body, you get a partner, you get somebody to hang out with. But in order for that relationship to move, your resources are required. He has none, he ain't gonna get none. Would you consider a relationship like that?
No.
Why not?
Because I think that marriage, let me be clear, because the only way we're combining anything is a marriage, is partnership. So it takes two people combining what they have to move things forward.
And that is the difference between the male species and the female species.
Okay, but why would you want a man that has no resources at all? No skill, nothing. He ain't got nothing.
Because okay, so can I turn this on you, right? So we're talking about women who value finances. So I'll turn this on you, True. Would you get with a woman who you do not find physically attractive and couldn't cook, clean, or have sex with you?
You gave me a lot of things to chew on. All of those things, those active things, no, she would have to be attractive at minimum. But the other things, those things I could outsource. That's not an issue for me. If she's pleasant and she's attractive and willing to be awesome, I don't need resources from her. That's just not how we process information. And that's why I say it's the biggest difference. Y'all look at relationship, and I get it. And that's what I respect about women. You guys are in business when it comes to relationships. You are sourcing what he is going to end up being able to build and scale that benefits you. We don't look at y'all the same way. This is why I say women don't date and don't sustain relationships. Because if we do not do us, if we're not awesome, where it's tangible, we don't exist in your world. You guys do. That is the problem right now. And then you got women who work jobs and they think because they're sustaining themselves that you qualify now to change the rules. You don't. Because the exchange here is still the same. Go ahead, man.
True, I got to push back on that point. So you saying you be with a woman who not about to cook or nothing, not about to clean nothing. She just cute and nice to you.
He said couldn't cook or clean, not that she wouldn't.
No,
yeah, I would.
I turned it around, right? The thing is that you're saying that men value a different thing than what women value, right? So I said if you took away that value, if you're saying women value money, and I said you value looks and services, if you took that away, would you get with that woman? And you said no, she has to look a certain way because your value is placed on the way that she looks, and women's value, for the most part, is based on provision, right? So,
but I'm sorry.
So my thing is that just because you value something different, if that person does not provide what you have placed your value on, you're not doing it. And it's the same thing for a woman. But I don't know why that concept, right, is so out of, like, we know that men value looks and they value services, right? Most men are going to value a woman who can cook, clean, and who looks good.
But what you gave me was pretty much a useless person in all metrics. You went
no,
from
because
her
she
not
makes
being
money. She makes money. You're hanging out just like you told me, right? You took away the finances and she does those things. I'm saying if you reversed it, right? And you took away the things you valued, but she did everything else, you wouldn't find her valuable. Just like a woman, the typical woman wouldn't find a man valuable if you took away the value, which in this case was money.
But if I heard you correctly, you said she's not attractive and she can't cook, can't clean. You did say that, right? I heard you correctly. Okay.
She's paying the bill. She's taking you out. Y'all are going places. She's good with the kids. All of that. Childbearing hips, popping them out easy.
And that's where I'm sorry.
But she's not.
That's what that you valued, and so then you don't want that person.
Her function is not
what moved 30 yards.
Well, I know that's why I'm trying to speak to her function is not what populates in most men's mind. And then you categorize different men, so it depends. Her beauty is standard, yo. Her attitude is standard. Her resources, that's an addition. If she just so happens to know how to garner and make money, great, good, awesome. But in the equation that is us, I can promise you, she's vetting me based on my ability to sustain her. And that's why when I ask you the question, if a man can be with you that cannot sustain you, would you be comfortable with that position? You may be. Most women are not. We have to perform. That's all I'm saying. That's the difference.
And we have to look a certain way and perform.
Yeah. What I think may not be fair, right? Because I think money with men is the equivalent to beauty with women, right? If you're a woman and you're extremely beautiful, you can get access to any man's money, no matter what amount of money that is, right? So that's like the trade-off. She don't have to do nothing. If she's extremely beautiful, you can get a man with that type of money. So I think that we'll have to remove the beauty if they're going to remove the money and ask the question again. So if that woman you're not attracted to her at all, but she does cook, she clean, all that type of stuff, are you okay with that?
No, I wouldn't be okay with it at all, because my whole point of wanting to pursue her would be something I value. And in this case, a woman, her beauty is standard. It's standard, but it's not past. It doesn't translate to function. If she could not produce resources, she can still be with me. That's the difference. So you're tying money and beauty as the same equivalent. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. I'm not sure. But what I've understood is if it was just money, women wouldn't be complaining about men who are paying bills, but then he still has to wash dishes and wash clothes and change diapers. So it's not just money. They want the whole gambit. They want you to make money, be a demon in the sack, know how to fight, have a freaking great FICO score, be good in the boardroom. They want it all, bro. And that's just
that's more,
what it is.
That's when we start to get into like, okay,
I do believe that's unreasonable. True. I do believe it when it comes to having all of that in one person. I do believe that's unreasonable. However, like I said, don't shoot the messenger. But my dad used to say to me all the time, you're gonna, judge a man on a couple things: how well he can protect the family, how responsible he is. Obviously, financial support comes into responsibility, protection, all those things. So like, it's like the very thing that the men are created for, y'all don't want to do, or is it y'all just mad that we want y'all to do it? Like, I'm confused.
I don't think any man is arguing what we are made to do, to your point. I think what has happened is that we used to actually get something for our gifts. We used to get something for our talents. Now what we get is manipulation at the highest level. I don't even know if your body belongs to you. Where did you finance it, sweetie? Is it still on a payment plan?
True.
Do you actually rock your own hair? Like, then you got the attitude that you may be cool on Wednesday, but on Friday, you're unbearable. Yo, there's so many layers. You guys change the rules. You're not
the women really do be doing the most, but like this is what you guys are attracted to. No, you don't want the big booty Judy with the big booty and the 50-inch bust down. Like, I don't know.
If one of you non-big booty Judy with the bust down says that shit again, I'm a fucking scream. We don't want to marry those bitches. We fuck them because it's fun. You as a man will never know what it's like to see a woman and having all of that ass being thrown back on you. You will never know what that's like. So that's why we know man wants to fuck a girl who's built like a little boy and saying with titties like the Puerto Rican chicks. Like nobody wants to do that. And the worst part is like, True, you were too nice, dog. What he should have told you is that the reason why we have issues is because y'all are not worth it in mass. That's why. You guys want us to pay a Ferrari price to get a fucking Honda Civic. That's the issue. You want us to actually sign up to take care of another nigga's kids that you still fucking, or that you still would fuck, or that you just want to get back with and you want to prove you got a good nigga now so now him and his girlfriend won't be shitting y'all at Christmas. Like, it's always an ulterior motive with y'all. And for the men who are putting this work in, like, y'all don't give them shit. Like, you guys get fucked by niggas that have money and are high value and think it's what you deserve because y'all can get somebody to fuck one of them. Y'all aren't worth it to the niggas who, like, as far as the commitment goes, because if they were, you guys would all be married. Because I would assume that most women at some point, especially the attractive ones, the funny looking ones, fuck them. But the attractive women have at least fucked the dude with bread before, or have at least had access to the type of their dream nigga at some point. And where is that nigga at now? With another bitch, not you. So that should prove True's point. Like, you niggas are not, there's no incentive for us to give y'all anything because you aren't worth it.
So then why y'all dating women? Date men.
That's the stupidest shit ever, too. You know why we date women? And I'll tell you why it's stupid. Because the same way y'all come in here complaining about like your friends' husbands or whatever when they have one and you don't, why don't you date women? But I tell you why you don't want to date women, because most of y'all can't fight, and almost half of female relationships have instances of domestic violence in there. So if y'all start dating women, y'all be getting your ass beat more than you would by dating men.
Women get their ass beat every day by men. Regular shit. Stop talking. Stop talking.
A lot of y'all deserve it for saying shit like that. I understand now. Like, I don't condone.
It's facts, though. It's facts. Check the statistics.
I'm not. I get you. I believe you. Like, and again, mind you, women are beating more women than men do.
Now let's ask the question: what does a man get modern day? Becky, Toya, whomever. What does a man get? What does he ultimately get? Getting any one of you women or any one of you women's friends?
Don't all speak
at once.
Don't all speak at once.
With me?
Sure, you can speak for yourself. I didn't want to personalize it, but
yeah. Let me see. A friend, A real friend, somebody's gonna listen to you and not gonna
Wait,
throw stuff back in your
hold on.
face like y'all say we do all the
True.
time.
Can you add to the part that men
A
actually give a fuck
partner,
about?
somebody who cares about your well-being, somebody that's gonna I don't know about y'all, but I cook and clean, so I don't want to hear that. If he wants a child, I'm young enough to give him a child. Isn't that great? What else? Somebody that's solid, somebody that he can feel confident in. And that's not something that you could just pick up off the street. That's not something that's everywhere. So yeah.
But wouldn't
What
that be the
else?
person that he would want to marry or he would want to be with?
Who,
We're
me?
talking about friendship, right?
No, he said, what does this man get in dating one of us?
Mm.
Well, he didn't personalize it. You personalized it. He's just asking in general. Or
Well, I can't speak in general because, like I said,
I'm not the average
a
woman,
lot of the
so
experiences with these women is not great. So, like, I can't speak in general. I can only speak from what I know about what I know to be true.
Here's the
True
average.
did
Here's the
personalize it.
hold on, y'all, because Jay said she wasn't the average woman. Okay, you want to go ahead and say what it is that
I'm just saying what's that?
I put you on the spot.
Well, I kind of like tend to look at things a little differently sometimes, or most of the time in a relationship. I just think that you should cater to your man. I just feel like if a woman caters to their man or provides what their man needs, then I feel like they would get what they want. I mean, that's just how it is.
What is that like for you? What is
What's that?
catering for you?
Cater. I mean, pay attention. Like, pay attention to his needs. Pay attention. Like, there's nothing that I wouldn't do for that person that I'm with. I can be simple. Whether it's making their lunch and making sure you're good, like not nagging or having that time to decompress, picking up something at the store because that's just what he likes this, or that's just me in nature. I'm my love language for other people. Like I'm a giver. And so I think that a lot of times it's not received in a way, or I feel like sometimes why I'm single is just because that I'm such a nurturer that a lot of people who aren't even qualified, I'll say, to date me or to be with me or aren't even in that same mindset want to, because of how I am, so.
What does one have to do to qualify to be with you?
Well, on page, no. You would ask that question. I feel like I'm a pretty simple woman. I feel like be intentional. And I know we say these words, like these cliche words, but I just feel like being intentional, being kind, allowing me to be able to take my guard down to where, you get the best version of me, because when you get the best version of me, like I'm rocking out with you. If you're low here, I'm picking you up. It's a little hard. I feel like there's an energy, there's a chemistry, a lot of things that are unspoken. I feel like you have to at least have good qualities, like core values, that align with me.
Yeah.
There's no like number bank account. I've dated somebody who made more than me, and I dated somebody who made less than me. And what are we building to? Are we building?
You know what's
mindset on the
interesting?
same level?
You know what's interesting, Jay? I think a lot of women will probably share your exact same answer for like what you offer and provide. And
They say that. I don't believe it.
I guess the issue for most men is like none of it is ever tangible, but then it just end up not being there long term. So I think that's the issue that the men are having is like you like, yo, I'll run to the store whenever you need me to. I'll get you a drink, rub your feet, stuff like that. And it's like it just don't end up being there long term.
It's like these types of questions are like Chat GPT prompts. You got to ask it the right way. What about you is not average that the man you want would give a fuck about and can't get from any other woman? Like, what makes you special?
And you can probably get from somebody else, but in a sense, I'm very patient. I'm understanding.
That shit is rare.
What's that?
I said patience is rare. You got to pay for that. So go ahead.
Yeah, I'm very patient. I'm super understanding. I feel like most of the time I meet you where you're at, even though doesn't mean like I'll settle where you're at, but I'll meet you where you're at, and I see you. It's
Will
a
you do? Will you do what he tells you to do?
oh yeah, like what is he telling me to do?
It doesn't matter.
I mean,
He's
let's just
telling you to
assume
sit
you
down.
chose him. You gonna do what he say? Are you?
I would. I have.
Would you if your daddy told you to go in the house and he told you to go to the car? Would you listen to him or your father?
Say that one more time for me.
If your father told you to sit down and he told you to go get in your man told you to go get in the car,
I would
who
have to
you
listen to
listen?
my man.
You got to get in the car. What kind of question is that? You're not with your dad.
We not. Let's not. Don't do that. Listen.
Yeah, I would
Stop.
have to listen to. I would have to listen to my man.
I'm
I'm grown now. You know,
I'm
like
being nice.
I'm not a kid anymore. I think part of like why I am the way I am in a relationship and just in a partnership is the fact that what I seen in my dad. My dad was that very dominant person. My stepmother was very submissive, and she did exactly what he said. And so just think that because of what I've seen, and I felt like it wasn't always, it was a little abusive relationship. However, I think that just worked best for me. I had a 12-year relationship and it was very much like that. And I mean, I chose to end that relationship and, for reasons, but, it's just what it is. I don't want to make this all about me, but.
All right, go ahead. Let's get some other folks on that question as far as the value that a woman or you can bring. Like, what does that look like? Juicy, you want to go ahead, or Becky? So, disappeared.
Well, for me, I think
she was up
that
here.
I'm self-aware. I can't hear him. What did he say? I'm self-aware. I am emotionally available. I am growing still. So I'm in the same boat with Jay. A nurturer. I'm always pouring into others. So it's not just, you know what I'm saying? And when I say pour, I'm gonna say I'm pouring and I'm taking stuff in from others. So I'm gonna listen to my man. I'm just, I don't know. I feel like I'm above average too. So that's just what it is.
You know what's the thing about listening?
It's
Is
none of
that
it tangible.
when you don't want to do it is when it matters, right? It's easy to listen, just the regular shit.
Right.
But like when you think that this is the wrong decision and I know the right decision, we should be doing what I think is right, right? That's when it matters, the listen question.
I agree. I definitely agree with that. And that's what I meant.
All right, go ahead, Becky.
As a Christian, I'm gonna look for biblical principles first and foremost. And beyond that, I typically date people who have a level of ambition and purpose. Let's see. And what do I offer that is different? What makes you unique? I have the personal opinion that most people aren't unique, if you want to be honest, right? Your personality and who you are internally makes you unique. It's not really what you offer and what you do. And I think people are replaceable also. Like, and I always turn this back on men. So what is unique about you? You know what I mean? And it's like, I think most people can be who someone wants them to be, but at your core and who you are when the rubber meets the road is the only thing that makes any of us truly unique. You'll date people with plenty of money, right? Millionaires, thousandaires, whatever. You'll get a woman who'll cook, clean, sex you up, all the things, but it's who can comfort you in your times of mourning, right? Who's going to like mother your children. And if I always tell people, don't get with anybody that if your kids didn't come out as a mini me of that person, you wouldn't love and respect that child and be very proud of who they are, right? And that's a core thing for me personally. So yeah, that's how I kind of look at it in general.
I want to ask this question. Did dating used to require more effort, or were people just forced to slow down?
Say it again, big dog.
Did dating used to require more effort, or were people just forced to slow down?
No, hell yeah, it required more effort because we had better women to date. Like, nigga, when was the last time you saw somebody put out a song like the 90 R&B ballads in 2000s and shit? They can't now because all these women are hoes or ran through a wash for the most part. So, like, of course, niggas had to slow down because you can't treat hoes like you treat good women. You can't treat these modern women like you treated the ones back in the 90s and 2000s. So, of course, we had to slow down.
What you got on this, Bo?
Can you repeat that question one more time for me?
Did dating used to require more effort, or were people just forced to slow down?
I don't know. I think back in the day required a little more effort.
Toy. I was talking to Bo. I'm gonna come to you next.
I think a little bit of both. I think that people definitely put in more effort back then. But I think that also they were forced to slow down because back in the day, social media wasn't as prominent as it is now. We didn't have as much outside influence and so many opinions about things. We didn't have so much access to other lifestyles. So we were a little bit more content with who we were and what we had rather than trying to reach everyone else's like relationship goals or lifestyles or whatever. So I think we were forced to slow down and like really focus on who we were. So I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, I think that. It's been so initially, the parents was involved, kind of to some extent. You at least had to come to the door, knock, and speak to the people in the home before you took their child about their house. I think that the whole meet you in the car or meet you at another place, and nobody in your family is aware of who you date and all of that. It kind of makes women have to rest on their own understanding, and that could be detrimental, especially when discernment is not like the number one thing most women excel at. But I also at the same time think people have been having sex since the beginning of time. I don't really know how consistent this everybody was a virgin prior to the 30s thing was, because people be lying and manipulating and finessing and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know y'all was talking about other cultures earlier. Like when I was in Lebanon, they had this thing where they would have anal sex because they believed that as long as you didn't vaginally penetrate, then they were still a virgin. I don't think they just thought of that. You know what I'm saying? Or yeah, I think that there are different practices that people have for whatever their cultural expectation is to maintain that. But I still think some form of pleasure, or because it to me at least doesn't make sense that humans were just religious and abstinent and then it just changed. If anything, they might have hid some of their perverse nature and then it became more acceptable to talk about it or bring that shit out in the open or discuss your sex life or celebrate it a little bit. But I don't think it's really anything new under the sun in regards to that. I think the basic biology of men is still want sex, and sometimes women can get in that mode too. But I think that's men's default position. So I don't think dating really is, the cultural norms are different. So yeah, it changed, but I don't think the people changed that much. I'm not actively out here interacting, but I just really don't think biology changes that much.
Who you
Culture
think changed first?
biology now.
Who do we think changed first, or who do we think yeah, who do we think changed first, men or women?
Change in regards to what?
So I'm pretty sure men have always wanted women, but like now it's like, yo, we I guess in the past you would marry a woman, I would think, right? And then you would just like maybe occasionally you would like maybe cheat. But I guess now these days it's like, yo, we can just fuck as many women as we want, and then get married. So like, I'm trying to think like what changed first. Like, did men start getting crazy while fucking everybody, and then eventually women caught up, or
Feminism changed.
No, it did not. Women changed because of capitalism. I really want us to stop blaming feminism for what capitalism did. We throw around femininity and feminism so haphazardly, and we don't take into account that the dynamic between men and women changed when capitalism changed everything. When feminists fought to work because they had been trying, they wanted to work, they wanted to have their own bank accounts, they wanted to do that for a long time. And what is the number one thing that this country is about?
Taxes.
Money. Yeah. And so, if in fact they didn't see value in putting women in the workforce to make more money, then women would never have been allowed that. We were only allowed because they saw value in the fact that we could put into the economy, that capitalism could thrive even more with women in the workforce and gaining our independence. It wasn't because they wanted to give us our independence. It is because they only wanted to use us for money. So when women gained their independence and we started standing on our own, we got to choose what relationship dynamic we could have. And so women changed first, but women changed because of capitalism, not because of feminism.
Capitalism is like the big boss, like the crime boss. Feminism is the hitman that big boss hired to go attack families.
I can agree with that.
Do that to increase their tax base. What was also planned, which is well documented for anybody that can read above a 6th grade level. So I wouldn't expect the hanging bitches in the chat to get this. The attack wasn't just for the tax base. It was also to prove that women were they knew that only if they're going to make more money, they would spend more of their money. So they would be the ones earning their paychecks and going and blowing that shit. And if you look at today, Black women alone they have more money and spending power. And if you add that, if Black women spending was a country, they'd be the 15th largest country in the world by them fucking selves. That's what happened.
Did have phones made people more available but less present?
Yes.
I think yes.
Unless it's a flip phone.
A dumb phone, as they call them.
Yeah, if you got a flip phone, no. But if you got a smartphone, yeah.
Okay. Did convenience kill romance?
No. Fuck no. I don't think it's the quality of women did. Like, I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm not gonna be outside of modern bitches' windows with a boombox singing in the fucking rain. Like, that's not what you don't do that for these types of women we have today. We did that for those back in the day, like that, I guess in our moms in them age. Like the ones we got today, you just take these hoes to Chipotle and buy them some Takis or something. Like, we don't have to go do all of that romantic shit for these women because, again, these women have been fucking for free since they were 16. And now you think that we supposed to pay a fee to get the same pussy you was giving the nigga that was going upside your head or worked at fucking Waffle House. But now I gotta pay a fee to fuck you, girl. Kiss my ass. Like that's what most men have to deal with right now.
You say, why buy the cow when you get the milk for free?
No, why buy the cow when you can go get the milk and some more meat for free? Like it's crazy. Like y'all want us to go pay a full price for half a cow, or a cow that can't produce milk, or a cow, it's got some type of mucous membrane issue and it's just shitting out green stuff. Like, y'all want us to pay full price for dollar store fucking women and we just not doing it.
Yeah, like we was talking about the girl earlier. I don't know, man. I think that the romance aspect is really just determined by how much the man is into this woman. Because you would catch a extra stripper with a nigga in love trying to lay out, like he'll be at the strip club talking about he in love, laying out roses and trying to seduce her in the same way that somebody else might operate with a virgin. I think the post that he pulled up kind of was speaking to that when he was saying like men is still suckers for love, or men are still romantic. We suckers for love still. I still think, it just, you get, I've heard some crazy ass stories. I'm like, bro, how the fuck did you let this happen? And the only way is love. Like, it's no other way. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, unless you just broke and poor and have to stay with her for living. Why is you getting beat up by women and all this extra shit I be hearing? Like, you had to be in love. You had to be you had to be at a point where reason and rationale no longer were your motivating force.
So do you,
shit is coming from love. I don't know another place that it come from. I don't think he was that afraid. She only got, I don't know. Maybe got to educate me on that shit.
Our firmware hasn't. Yeah, our firmware hasn't updated yet. Like Marcus, you said something like 10 minutes ago that I think was key, and I think Bo kind of, added to it. But dating was not a thing. Dating was actually a neighborhood group effort. There were families at one point. You couldn't get to a girl without going through her daddy, her brothers, the neighbor, the co-workers. So what I believe has happened is that as they continue to divide the sexes, where divorce is at an all-time high, whether women got their independence, whatever you may call it, families have been dismantled. Like, how many of y'all really ever met a girl's daddy, like regularly, constantly?
But before you fucked her.
Yeah, exactly. So that, I think, is one of the biggest things that's really changed, because dating, in my opinion, is still a new concept. If you really look at relationships, we've always been in pursuit of marriage. Marriage also was a group thing. Dating was never a thing. You can go back historically. People didn't date. 6-month rule, 3-month. That is a new concept. And I think TV has been a huge influence on the ideals of young ladies, assuming that this is how you pursue love. This is how you pursue relationships. You get cute. He does the gestures. So everybody got the gestures down. We're perfect at that. But what they don't teach is the follow-up. When you guys hook up, click up, and actually make this thing official. Well, how are you supposed to show up now? And that's where it all falls apart. That's why I say it's sprinters in a sense. Everybody perfect. Even I think the young lady said it, Juicy. Everybody perfect up front. Like, they give you your best and they switch it up. I just think that that's what's been bred, because y'all are not requiring real relationships. It doesn't take that anymore. If he cute enough, go ahead.
I just want to ask a follow-up question, and this is just, I want to get you guys' perspectives. I'm sure there's no right or wrong answer, but maybe it might be able to help somebody. So we're older now, and I'm pretty sure that, unfortunately, some people's fathers have passed away, and they may not necessarily have males around like they used to. So what would you suggest a woman do? Let's just say she's listening right now and she's gotten it all wrong, and now she wants to maybe get on the right path. Like, what would you suggest she do if she's in a situation like that?
Ask that again. My bad.
If the father has passed away, there's not too many males around. Like, who should the woman take that man to? Or like, how does she kind of navigate through that if she doesn't really have a male figure?
She can't.
Sometimes niggas be hounds. It's hard to recommend it, because like if she like really nice, if she beautiful, and
if
she just the pastor, the basketball, like the niggas, she beautiful. I don't know.
If she has a healthy relationship, if she got a healthy relationship with her kid's father, she should take him to him. But if she doesn't, I mean, then again, she's fucked. Like, she should just focus on being what the men she want for themselves, and she won't have to worry about it.
Yeah, or just make everybody wait, and that'll kind of do a decent job at kind of filtering out some people.
I would recommend that they I'm assuming that girls have friends, and I'm assuming that all their girlfriends don't not have dads or male figures. So I would suggest that if you got a social circle, y'all besties or whatever, what would be wrong with going up under that particular leadership if that is the event of your life that you don't have that male presence? Like if she's your girl, y'all sisters, you should, in my opinion, should be able to address that. Be like, hey, look, you know, pops, whatever you call them, you know, I'm gonna be out here. Like it'd be nice if I could bring somebody to come sit with you or whatever it may be. And I'm pretty sure any decent man is gonna take that on. I don't see that to be an issue.
You got to pass my best friend and his daddy first. Like
A man's not going for that. Like that's the hard part. So you cook because a nigga is not fixing to go. We don't give a fuck about what your best friend thinks. Another nigga that we know is just waiting to fuck you. No, that's cool, right? So the nigga who's waiting to fuck you ain't fucked you yet, and his daddy is who we supposed to go to. And if that makes sense,
I'm saying because the question was if you don't have a daddy, because both my dad and my grandfather passed same year, they gone.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have taken you to my daddy, no way. You would have met my granddaddy. But you know what I'm saying? Like the guys that I dated met my grandfather, who's not here. So like now I have to lean on my best friend and his father.
No, I think that's fair. I think if you actually like a woman and she's like, hey, like I look up to this guy and I want you to meet him, you're not gonna be like, bitch, fuck you. You ain't gonna say that. You gonna go meet him.
Let me ask this. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, if you don't got no male cousins or male family members, you could ask Mont. Mont probably
Mont, you gonna start a service?
I read.
Lean on Mont.
Mont younger than me. I ain't taking nobody to
Mont for president.
Hey, that's a dope ass way to earn money too. You get to like
It sure is.
vetting consultations. You could charge about $2,500 for those.
Facts.
500 is
the business, Mont.
Let's start low.
No, you don't start low. When you start low, you get too many customers.
Yeah.
That's not how it works.
Period.
Yeah, you get too many window shoppers when you're
Know your value and add tax.
Yeah, when your service is low, you get too many window shoppers. You got to ask too many questions. For $2,500, nigga that call you is ready to spend his bread because you know how much it costs, and his time is probably valuable. That's basic business.
We got a few super chats that came to me to get to this and not go to some more questions. I'm your thoughts. 5742-999 social media thirst trap and simps and women who doesn't know the difference between high sexual interest versus long-term interest. Kill dating. Hashtag fake options. Ilkan Ali 999. These women got a deal of rose, but no man or ring.
Damn.
Ilkan again 499. If you reject sex from a woman, she'll call you a G rainbow. My mirror thoughts 5742-499. Somebody tell Toya only low vibrational women split the blame. The Demolition Man OS1QS $2. Mont, you cool, but you a super simp. Shout out to the member for 45 months, Eugene Steele. It says, what is romance nowadays? I thank everybody that's contributed. And shout out to you, Mr. Steele, for being a member for 45 months. If you haven't already hit that like button, also make sure you subscribe to the channel. The next question is, do people still know how to court? I mean, I guess.
Yes, people still know how to court. We just not courting hoes.
Okay, well, you've been real adamant with that one.
I don't think.
But where are the women that you all are courting then?
Happily married and off the internet and with their boyfriends that courted them in the house, put the fuck up with their families and kids and one small dog. Like, that's where they are.
You absolutely
two
wrong.
small dogs.
It's a large dog. It's a fucking like a cane corso pit.
It's a cane corso. Stop playing.
Yeah, those are trendy right now. You're right.
Then why don't we talk about those women?
But
I do think some men are like a little retarded when it comes to like, because I think when we see women that we gonna date, like when we looking at women we gonna date, we're not supposed to treat them all the same, right? There's some girls who you gonna holler at right out the car, roll the window down, right? And it's other girls you like, yo, let me go pull up here and park and like I gotta come correct, right? We see it differently. So a man who can't tell the difference, or at least from the beginning, like can't, that's a little retarded to not be able to treat them all like they, hoes.
Are you saying that? Are you saying that that there are very good women out here, and a lot of men can't differentiate between the women, so they believe all women are hoes, as Willie said?
No, so I'm saying what Bo said. Like Bo was talking about, like, yo, I'm
not all women in white. Not all women. I didn't say all women are. Whoa.
The women outside, the women that's left.
The one, yes.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
My fault. Correction, take it.
Sorry, Mike. Go ahead, B-Dog.
Yeah. So ask that question again, what?
Are you saying that there are good women outside? Because you said men can't differentiate, right? And to treat all women as hoes is retardation. Right?
Yeah, and
are you saying these men they don't possess the skill to be able to differentiate between hoes and good women?
Yeah, well, they never learned it. It's like the same with women, right? If I meet a girl and she already asking me for money, pay her rent, I'm like, bitch, you didn't fucked up. Like, I ain't paying your rent. Like, I'm the wrong nigga to ask for that. Like, go ask the nigga who is dropping money on the ground to act like he, all the goofy shit. Like, you didn't fuck that up. Blocked.
Courting is for like, or like, what do they do? Like, when they put people together, like the parents say, hey, you're gonna marry this person, and virgins. Like, you date regular women. The women have already been sullied, that have already been fucked over. You're not courting them. You're not asking for their hand in marriage so she can drop her handkerchief and you can pick her up and put her in your fucking wagon and ride off with your fucking horses. You do that with virgins. Like, courting is not for modern women. They don't deserve the like what happened, because the guy that's courting you is also supposed to be a virgin. I don't think it's a nigga on the and been in a panel that ain't got no pussy before. So why would you like? Then you got two people that's been fucked or fucked something, trying to do some like courting chivalry shit, and then a woman like hasn't required that until him a lot of times. That's like, that shit is so disrespectful, and I wish that women like would understand that. Like, you expecting a nigga to court you after you basically did porn without getting paid for it, like, or y'all just been again fucking for free, and then want this next nigga to come and open doors and pull out chairs and tell you you're pretty and support your dreams and be a stepdad when you couldn't get the nigga you got kids with to do this shit.
Yeah, I do want to hear some of the ladies. True, I'm coming to you. Let me get some of the ladies in there to speak on what Willie just said and some of the other gentlemen said.
I don't think courting disappeared. I think it just got diluted, replaced with convenience. I think that access replaced effort. I think people want results without process, because courting is slow, is intentional, is observant. It's a process, and a lot of us women, I'm gonna say, we want, instant gratification. We want, right now. Nobody wants to feel played, so I think people hold back. I think that also some people probably would never taught courting. I think a lot of times people think opening doors, walking on outside, that's courting. But, I think a lot of courting has to do with, consistent pursuit. It has to do with a lot of intentional dates. It has to do with a lot of learning values, showing respect to one another. So, yeah, I don't think it disappeared. It just a little washed up right now.
I would agree with that. I do think that it is difficult for a man to court a woman now because, one, it depends on, obviously, demographics, right? I think if a man hasn't had a solid male role model, then it might be difficult for him to really know what to do. And that's just like me giving that person grace in that space. A person doesn't know what they don't know. Right. But I think that sometimes women are automatically assume that maybe these men should know every single thing, what to do, how to do this, where to do this, and then it gets lost, as opposed to maybe coming to somebody in a way that is kind of like level-headed. Listen, this is what I'm telling you that makes me feel seen. This is what what I envision for myself, and allow that person to meet them where they're at. The other thing I think that it's like, you guys know that viral video of the Cheesecake Factory. You take a woman to a certain place. I think sometimes men are like, okay, do I take her here? Oh, this isn't good enough. Or we can't go to Applebee's. We can't get the two, we got to go here. We can't, movies isn't good. Okay, flowers. Oh, well, you know what? I got the other woman flowers. She said, no, that's cheesy. Don't do flowers. All right, so don't do flowers. And then if I show up with no flowers, then like he didn't even give me flowers. So I think there's just so many things about like what a person can do that it does get muddy.
Can you fucking court at the same time?
No.
Or you gotta wait till marriage if you courting?
Wait, what?
So technically courting is the pursuit of marriage or long-term commitment, right? So in religious circles, the answer to that is no. But if you take a courting and apply it outside of religious circles, technically the answer could be yes.
Okay.
Ladies, would you guys tell your sons to court hoes?
Absolutely not.
Hey, Bo, I see you shaking your head when Becky was speaking. What were you thinking?
Yeah, it's still no. Even in the modern spaces, when you hear courting, you're still not having sex during courting. My husband courted me. We didn't have sex until we got married. So no, you do not, modern or in religious spaces, courting does not involve having sex at all whatsoever.
That's why I'm like, okay, we might as well throw that whole thing out, like the whole word courting. I don't know why people brought it back up, like into like the current words that we use these days, and just use date, because I don't know who on here is about to court a woman and then just marry her without,
Testing out the package.
Are there people who court that aren't religious? Anybody in the chat? I've never met a man or a woman who didn't court and they weren't religiously.
There are definitely people who expect to be courted who aren't religious. These hoes.
The problem is that there was a time, all these things, courting, dating with intention. The reason why it existed was because there was a time where women were actually humble. Like, they didn't have inflated ego. And I think they didn't even really understand how valuable they were, their chastity, their decorum. But this was commonplace. And that's why you could identify like, oh, them hoes, like Willie is saying, right? But now what's happening is that most of them have participated in hold'em to some degree. And then they want to hide that and then now commands the same treatment. You can't do that. That's where I don't think it's ever going to change, because until women start acting in a way of, well, you know what? I've made a lot of mistakes. Maybe I shouldn't have got bent over that weekend, in San Diego. Maybe this, maybe that. Until they self-shame and hold a new standard, this is what y'all get in mass, because dudes are just not coming back to creating higher standards for a worse experience or worse product. I'm sorry.
Internet has created the most inflation in the dating market out of any other advent in the past 30 years. The fact that a nigga in California even knows that BK exists is proof of that. So that's why you have Miami 10s and, an LA 2. That's why you have a New York 10 and that will be a 6 in Dallas. That's why. The internet removed the barrier of proximity for women when it comes to having men be attracted to them. Now, Toya with the saying, or not Toya, I would think about a stripper. Tokyo, the stripper that dances in Dallas, is now famous because somebody in France saw a video of her. And now she has that market as well. So she's got people following her from those different demographics. The once we remove the barrier of your neighborhood from women, this is the only thing that can happen. It's just inflation. And the price of vagina is no longer $40.
Go ahead, Bo.
So, okay, women, I can agree with True. Women want a lot. Don't talk to me. I'm at the gym working out. This not time for dating. I'm at the grocery store grocery shopping. This is not time to approach me. Don't take me on a coffee date. Don't take me to this place. I get it. But that's why my point was earlier that social media has changed our expectations. Also, social media has changed how men view women because all women are not like women on social media. Like, I'm not like that. You can approach me at the gym. I'm not unapproachable wherever I go. When I'm at the grocery store, sure, come up to me and talk to me. Ask me out on a date. Do you want to go for I had a guy that said I don't take women out to eat for first dates. I like coffee dates. I'm cool with that. Like I'm cool with not spending no money. Let's let's go walking at the park because it's a nice day because the first date is supposed to be about conversation and getting to know people. You can't get to know somebody when you are sitting at a restaurant eating stuff in your face. So
But that's
like
what's
it
go
makes
ahead. I'm
sense.
sorry.
Sorry, it makes sense to me the way men want to date, the different ways men want to date. So it doesn't bother me, and it doesn't bother a lot of the people, a lot of the women that I know. I don't know a lot of women that are like don't do this and don't, like, they have all of these requirements. Meanwhile, the only thing they want to do is get dressed up and go out. I just don't know women like that. And I think that social media is changing men's view of women because women are not largely like that. I don't think.
But real quick, bro, just real quick. Were you always like this? So at the height of your beauty, I'm talking about
Yep.
you ain't been in the gym, your
Look,
body,
let me
all
tell you
that type of
something.
stuff.
I'm fine as hell.
No,
Don't
I'm
do
just
that.
saying the
I'm just
height
playing. Go
though,
ahead.
at the
You
height
mean
of
when
it,
I was
you know,
younger?
yeah, like
That's not
were
the height,
you
but I get what you're saying.
okay? Yeah, but like when you felt like Superman, when you felt like you was on the top of the world,
Oh, I feel
do
like
you
that right
still
now.
feel the same way?
But when you're talking about like physically at like the top of my youth, yeah, I was still like that. I
Yeah,
was
I think
I
you're
was
right.
even more so agreeable when I was younger than I am now.
But are
I,
you cherry picking like before you got your heart broke and okay? All right.
No,
Nope,
I think
I've
most
always
right.
been like that.
I think
Go ahead.
most women. I find that the truth of the matter is that majority of women don't mind being approached by someone they find attractive. Is really the caveat of what we're seeing because even the people be like, "Oh, don't approach me at the gym." Okay, let Chris Breezy come through and try to approach you at the gym, and you gonna have that same thought. What the real, the real thing is like they don't like being approached by people they don't find attractive.
you know what would help the modern day woman to improve on this, and I don't even know if it's possible because as Bo was talking, I was populating thought, right? It's not social media, in my opinion, in mass. I think social media aids to it. What I think, dating women for all these years, we can't beat y'all experience. Every woman is like a historian. Y'all don't reset. You date your past, even if you current and future. So any dude that's in front of you is always going to be in competition with the 12 to 15 to 20 dudes before. Regardless on how it worked, you pick something about that interaction that you did like. Maybe he wasn't as fly dressed, but he opened your door or he got you a doggy bag. I don't know. But what I've learned about women is y'all like to kind of take a little bit of everything. Y'all love to go to Costco and get the samples. That's how y'all date. Y'all just take a little bit of everything every time you date. And then now you want this dude to compete with that whole slew of guys. You know what I'm saying? And until I think that changes where, okay, I got to come in fresh. I got to see what he's willing to offer me and not have that ego battle the experience. It ain't going to change, in my opinion.
So, is there a difference between understanding okay, having experiences, learning what you like, setting a standard rather than like comparing you to the other guys. Like, can there be a difference there?
And I
Go ahead,
got a
Becky.
follow-up
Yeah,
question.
go
Answer
ahead.
that, Drew. No, answer that first.
I think that it's fair to take your experiences if they're within that person's capacity, because this is where, in my opinion, you got to know who you're dealing with.
Yeah.
I've noticed that that's not something women generally do. Like I said, they pick it apart. He did this right, cool. I want this treatment, but then I want it from this dude. But you didn't assess if that dude's capable of that, and that's why I'm saying if you reset and like, okay, cool, whatever these things may be, I think being treated with respect is standard. I don't care who it is. I think a man that's willing to communicate with you, thoroughly is a standard. This is an interchangeable one. But I think a lot of women don't know the difference between standards and preference. And that's where things get a little muddy, in my opinion.
Okay. I got you.
Sometimes people ask for average people to do unaverage things. Like, it's not average for a man to be a good communicator to a woman's degree of what she would, her definition of good communication. Because men don't communicate the majority of the time with other women, they do it with men. So we become good communicating with who our number one audience is, which is typically men who we talk to the most. You guys also want us to be emotionally available. That's not what we are. That's not an average thing for average men. So you guys tend to say, okay, well, I don't have issue with average man as long as he does above average shit. Well, if the man is doing above average shit and is above average things, he's not an average guy. If you say people don't understand the difference between, that, they also don't understand the difference between rules and boundaries. Boundaries are self-imposed. Your boundaries are for you and what you will do or what you will not do. A rule is what you impose on someone else. You can't impose your boundary on someone else, but you can impose rules on someone. Because if your boundary is then saying that if you don't respect this rule, then I'll remove myself. But that's also, and again, another thing that word gets thrown around, or a concept gets thrown around in the dating streets that people don't ever understand what they're talking about.
Let me just do a mic check with Trev. Trev.
Nope.
Mic check. 1, 2.
Okay.
Oh, there you is.
Okay. What's up? All right. Y'all can go ahead.
So true. I had a follow-up question, right? I remember one time on the panel you were saying like you've dated women who didn't do things for you, right? So you made a comment that like now that you've been treated well by someone who's done things, that's a standard for you. Do you feel like it's a double, like there's an expectation for women not to bring in baggage, but men are allowed to do that? Do you find that they're like...
Okay, so let me expound upon that, because that's crazy you remember that. I use that as an example because my standard was always for women to treat me a certain way. At a season in my life, a very brief season, that was harder to identify with. The marketplace just wasn't offering it. So I attached to what I knew was possible. And it wasn't like a new standard. It was like, oh no, these are my people, right? You're saying, is it a double standard for men to rephrase that for me? I'm sorry.
To once they experience something or they find out what doesn't work for them, they make modifications on their requirements. But I feel like when women do the same thing, there's more pushback.
I think in most cases when I'm observing men, I think they do it within reason. Typically, if you hear a man do what you're saying, it's always something that, in my opinion, she's capable of. It's not superstar status or superwoman status. It's typically something sexual, something domesticated. Typically, he's not being like, yo, my last girl got me candy paint and 24-inch rims. She got to do that. That's not typically how we think. But y'all will get a cell phone from one dude, and then you're like, you know what? Now he needs to give me a whole living room set. It's always expanded. So that's where I say it's different. Typically, men's standard is like, this girl was like, oh shoot, maybe she got off work, came over, gave me some, then went home. That's the standard now. It's like, oh, I like that. Like she came, gave me something and left. All women are capable of that. That's the difference in my opinion.
Do y'all think that that women give different men different versions of them?
100%.
Is a pig's pussy pork? Yes.
So is it possible that we cherry picking the version of women that we received because she didn't want to fuck with us like that, but the woman that really wanted the man is a completely different experience, and that we not really talking to, but that's still the same woman? Or do y'all think that that's just her pretending? I've heard different arguments. My thought is that I really just think that, you know, different women act away for different types of men, or the man that she wants. Like a woman might be unattracted to me and think I'm a lame, but bump into True and fall in love and treat you like Prince Charming. You know what I'm saying?
And I wholeheartedly agree with that. I believe that, you know, there are women who will let 3 niggas and a midget run train on her that will be the most faithful nigga ever, like faithful woman ever to the next guy.
Willie, stop. Just stop.
Wholeheartedly, it happens. So we say this again. There's different rule. Like there's a rule set for the women we want to fuck, and there's a rule set and requirements for women we want to marry. Women have the same ones. The difference is that the women we want to marry aren't getting a lower version, a more used up version of us than what like that is when it's the women that the men that women want to marry. They want to get married after they've already, again, my favorite thing to say about them is they've had, 15 years of dick. That's when they want to get married. That's not what it is for us. We find women that we don't even want to get married until we can be a husband, until we can protect and provide and do those things. Because we've had to go through life earning those accolades and those achievements and that status. They just, got to not be a hoe.
Do you think the majority of men wait to that point, or like, because there's a lot of 50-50 or, you know what I'm saying, or men that's not in the ideal space dealing with women. Yeah. Like from an upper echelon perspective, I know you make a lot of money and you're at a certain point in your life, you know what I'm saying? But thank you, man.
That's a fact. Really, you might be talking about the exception and not the average.
I'm talking about even the average, because again, the average guy still has to get to a certain level. They're not going to reach the top. That's why it's called the 1% club for a reason. But again, the average dude still have to do enough to attract women, because the guys who don't do enough to attract women don't get women. Those are the involuntary celibate niggas that they keep trying to call incels. It's them. That's who that is. The rest of the guys who go to work 20 years at they're a district manager for a logistics company. Like those guys still had to do something to get women. Like, now they still have a little status, got a little power at work, and then they make good money. But we're not, and that works for all average niggas. The 1% niggas, we ain't got to do all of that because we 1% niggas. So we don't have to, because to be completely frank, we don't have to do shit, but not go upside a woman's head and make a bunch of money. And there's a lot of women who are going to take that because we have money. The rest of the shit that we don't have, they are willing to negotiate with or just go without, because again, their number one priority is the protection and the provision. Money provides stability. Money provides lifestyle. Money can absolutely buy you happiness. A lot of guys cannot say those things, so they have to check those other boxes. So average niggas are worried about checking other boxes. They're not just checking the money box. The average dudes, they're going to the gym. They're making sure they look good. They're making sure that they are kinder. That's why you see so many average niggas simping now, because simps come across as more palatable to the women in mass. That's why those are the guys that are going to tell everybody or tell every woman they see, oh, hey, queen, hey, gorgeous. They're not. I don't judge you. Your body count don't matter. Those are the guys you're going to see having those conversations.
You saying the average guy's going to the gym to get fit?
I'm saying it's more important for the average guy to go to the gym than it is for the guys with money.
Okay.
I don't know if I heard what Marcus said. I'm processing all my experience. I don't know if women necessarily act different for the dude that they like. I'm not sure. Maybe you may be right. What I could tell you is that in every experience I had, once I realized what was supposed to show up, they all were pleasant. Now, there was different levels of treatment based on what she was capable of. but they all was respectful. They all were super sweet, all were super attentive. To me, that's baseline. So when I hear dudes talk about women, it seems like they literally get like it's almost like dudes are used to being abused and their standards are low. So they really don't know what it's like to actually be liked. And you know what I'm saying? It's wild to me. I've never seen the difference. Like, I've linked up, we pursue. I don't chase you like that. Like, introduction, if I can't get you off the strength, it ain't for me. And that really just hasn't been something I have to worry about. So that's why I guess I need to maybe figure out what is it that dudes are having to do. I have heard girls say crazy crap like, oh, well, yeah, he keep blowing me up every week. And then finally after 6 weeks, I said yes. And I was like, yeah, I would never. Like, like that's wild to me. You shouldn't have to beg to get her. You know, she should come ready and willing. And I don't think that's a different version. I just think that she's interested. She's going to show you that immediately. And I land.
No. Yeah. We definitely give different versions of ourselves to different guys. Like, just an example on this panel. Y'all see how I act different with different people, because only certain men get a certain level of respect from me, because only certain men are worthy of a certain level of respect. Just like when when women are dating men, it depends on what you look like, it depends on what you dress like, right? It depends on what you act like. If you a lame, I'm not going to be as interested. If you're charismatic, if you're intelligent, I'm going to be more interested. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do go off of looks. Most women go off of looks at some point, but it's not as important if you're likable, you're charismatic, you have a good personality. If you can laugh a woman out her drawers, you can be that far away from ugly. So, like, it just depends. So, yeah, different men bring different things out of women, but I think that there is a general, like, I'm not that into you type of thing with some guys. Just like you said with the woman that waited 6 weeks. I'm pretty sure in that 6 weeks, it was like 4 niggas that she tried to get with and couldn't get with, and then she called. So, yeah, definitely.
That's why women try to spin the block on men, because the nigga she wanted to act right wouldn't, so she went back to the nigga she knew would.
The one who's showing up and paying attention to her. I think that people sometimes get a different version. I mean, depending on the time frame. So, just say true, your ex-girlfriend from, just say when you were 25, right, may get a different version. Well, is going to for sure get a different version of you. I don't know how old you are now, but just say 26. The version of who you are now, just because, like, you've matured, you've had experiences, you figure out what you didn't do right, or what things you could have worked on in general. I think that women, what they do is they take advantage of what they can get from a person most of the time. But I think men also could be a different version for a woman. There's certain, I mean, we're talking about dating. Are we talking about getting into a relationship? Maybe somebody might be more submissive in this relationship than they were in the previous one, based off of trial and error. I just think it depends on where you are in your life, and if you're in a relationship, if you're in a marriage, if you're looking to date, if you're in a talking stage.
I think women do give men. I think it's two things. I think women give men different versions of themselves, but also they do what you allow. Like, of course, if she likes you, she's going to be different around you than she is with anybody else. But also, if you allow women to talk to you crazy, she's going to talk to you crazy. A lot of it's going to be based off your energy and the type of man that you are. So, I think that's a big portion of it.
And I think a lot of that has to do with like dating now. For me, like different energies. Like if I meet someone and, you know, we get to know each other and, you know, all they talk about is, you know, let's say finances, what they're making versus, like Bo said, the person that's funny, I'm telling you, that wins women every time. If you can get us to laugh and have a good time, you know, you're good. But so I just think for me personally, it's the energy that I feed off from you, which allows me to be a certain way, if that makes sense. I don't know if it does, but yeah.
All right, I got this clip I'm gonna play. Get you guys' reaction. Y'all ready? There we go.
All the time that I don't believe that she is monogamous because she can juggle. And she never fully feels, maybe it's commitment issues, but she'll be like 9 toes in, but the pinky toe out. Ooh. So she'll be dating someone and really like them, but still be swiping. And I'm like, it's because you're not monogamous.
No, maybe you're trying to like protect yourself from liking them too much.
Yes, girl, I knew
do
you
that
were going to relate with me.
I do that too. Bro, the second I'm obsessed with somebody, I'm like, okay.
But you are. What can I do to
I gotta
like
fuck another nigga or like go on a date. You gotta get it out. You gotta get it off.
When you really like a guy, you have to fuck another guy to what? I need the explanation.
No, I don't want.
And these are the hoes that I talk about.
Really, don't say nothing. I want to be a
Is
fly on
it
the
crack?
wall. I wanna
I'm
be-
agreeing with Willie right now. Cause what?
It's true.
It's avoidant attachment. That's just attachment issues that she has. If she feels like she can't, she's saying she's obsessed with somebody, what, because they're paying attention to you, but she doesn't want to, she's has a wall up against really getting into, I don't know, the next step, a relationship, whatever the case is. It's avoidant attachment.
Do y'all have friends like this?
They're not
Do you
gonna
have friends
tell
like
you.
this?
Y'all know anybody like that?
Bruh, hey, listen.
No.
Is that real? No,
Those-
is that real or is this
It
for?
is.
Yes.
Nah, it looked very real to me.
BK, listen, that podcast used to be called Horrible Decisions with the word whore in it.
You
Like,
lying.
Oh, okay.
on my mama. I'm not like, and
So
the
they
word,
told y'all what it was from the rip.
and y'all swear like I'm over here making up shit. Like, these are the whores that I'm talking about. Like, these are the women who think like that. Those are the ones in the chat that get mad at me. Like, those are the ones that you see like disagreeing with truth or trying to like roast it, because all of these are the whores and how they think. Like, the whore mind is like fascinating. Like, I have no idea why she thought that it made sense to say that shit out loud on the internet with children. Like,
They're
Willie,
non-monogamous.
what percentage
Like, both of them
of single
are, like,
women?
yeah.
Willie, what percentage of single women you think fit into this?
51%.
How much?
51%.
Okay.
No, and absolutely not.
Well, thank God he asked me.
I'll be honest with you.
I'm fairly certain I've dealt with more women than you have, BK.
I think Jay hit the nail on the head with that, because that's the first thought that I had where what was wrong with these particular women. That's absolutely, in my opinion, avoidant attachment style. And I would venture to say that there's a very large portion of women who are dealing with this, particularly in certain age groups. Once you've dated quite a bit and got ran through the mill, it's like you're upper 30s, 40s. Absolutely, you think that everything is going to go wrong. You are now cynical. You are now apprehensive. You are now doubtful, and that trauma that you had sometimes just from childhood, right? Your parents may have not done anything. If you just go ahead and look up what avoidant attachment style means and what are the causes, you're going to see why half of these women are behaving the way that they're behaving today in the dating market. For men that they actually appreciate or like or anything, and they're really behaving in such a manner where men don't really understand it, because they're doing whatever they think that women say they want, but that doesn't actually work. Until you truly have an understanding of how women are, you're just going to get mad at the game. So I would encourage people to look into that, because these women right now today, you can't even get mad at it anymore, because as much as you may think, I think that most of the things that women are doing that men don't appreciate are happening subconsciously. I don't think that they're actually malicious out here. This is their default setting now, based on the things that they have gone through. So, men, you're just gonna have to kind of look into a woman's history, not just body count, but what type of childhood she had. What was she dealing with growing up? What was her circumstances like? And definitely what were her previous relationships like? Because I think that even some of the relationships that she may have had may cause more damage to your current relationship than just her body count alone.
Yeah, you guys have way more curiosity than I can ever have. I don't give a fuck about what childhood turns you into the whore you are at 40. When I come across you, I got shit to do with that. Like, I'm not going to look and be like, oh, well, look at your dad or your uncle touched you at a fucking family. No, all I care about is that you just said that, like, if I'm the guy she's talking about, I just saw you say on the internet that you're obsessed with somebody, which I know is me, and to not be obsessed with me, you are willing to go fuck someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
That's weird work. That's
right.
weird work at its finest.
That's not your problem, and you should just probably avoid it. If you've built yourself enough as a man to where your pool is large and you can obtain women, which men should be aspiring to do, then yeah, haul ass. To me, if you put all of the time and effort into building yourself, then no, it's not your responsibility to build someone else. It's your responsibility to sift through the larger pool you have access to find a woman who's built herself too.
But these are the women who are coaching these women that are their age and giving these women who may have been whoring vicariously or, only by reading smut novels or, just from their friends' hotels. Now you're saying these are types of women that influence them to go ahead and commit to the whore lifestyle. I'm saying this, they they whore vicariously through their whore friends, but now they also want to be whores too. This is what happens.
But she's also, well, the other co-host, Mandy, she was just on stage at a concert and the guy was, humping all over her and spit honey in her mouth. And, I mean, like, is somebody going to take her serious? Like,
what? Yes, there are plenty of niggas that will take her serious.
Nasty.
Because that's the best that those niggas can do. But
wait, she did what?
She went to one nigga concert and he like dripped honey from his mouth into her mouth.
But he was like gyrating all over her, like
spectacular.
You said spectacular?
Yeah, that guy.
Oh yeah.
Wow, that's even worse. I thought it was Chris Brown or something. Golly.
Oh, can I just say they have a question here. I could find the link somewhere. But there's a questionnaire that basically you just go through it and it can tell you if that person is like has an avoidant attachment or whatever. Yep. And so like I've been like sending the questionnaire. Like if I'm talking to somebody for real, I'll send the questionnaire, see what kind of answers he get back, just in case.
Niggas and like that works.
They actually fill it out.
I mean, the ones who actually want to talk to me, they fill it out.
Like it's not a fucking job interview. Like what are we doing?
It is though, because I gotta figure you out. I gotta learn you. I gotta know more about you.
You put it before. Like I understand there's a time in a relationship where you do that, but while I'm just getting to know you, I wish the fuck somebody would. Like you can't even send me a love language test, even though I know what mine are, and it's basically.
I mean, but if I'm getting to know him, why is that an issue? Okay. Is that not part of the vetting process?
Part of the vetting process was right. So if he gave you a citizenship test and see if you could pass it, would that be okay? Or if he asked you about,
because I'm a citizen, so why does that matter?
You know how hard that test is, Willie. That's crazy.
No idea. Thank you, Mom. You have no idea how hard that fucking test is.
Citizenship test?
Yes.
I took it. I'm a citizen. Thank you. So, like,
recite the preamble right now.
Like, yeah, what's the preamble?
You said what?
What's the Pledge of Allegiance?
What's the what?
Pledge of Allegiance. Don't give it
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
No, that's easy. Do the preamble.
Do the what?
The preamble.
Before that?
Do the preamble.
I don't know the preamble.
It's on the citizenship test. But
most natural citizens could never pass that test.
If he's asking you about your credit and all that shit while y'all get to know each other, like that's not.
But he should ask me about my credit if he's really trying to get to know me and we're really actively going down that lane. Because do you want to be with somebody who got fucked up credit? He should ask these questions.
You're 100% right, right? So, okay, remember, we're not talking about you specifically.
Okay, fine.
Average nigga ask the average woman any of that shit you just said, is the date going to stop? Yes or no? Fuck, I should have the Jeopardy sound. I can't be able to have it by now.
Wait, sorry, could you repeat that question?
No, I'm asking her. She heard me. Go ahead, Toya. Like, if you're on an average nigga on a date, is that not going to be like, bitch, what? Is that not going to give you, is that going to be like, no, okay, it's too much too soon?
For him to ask me that question?
No, not you. The average man asked the average woman that.
How are you going to ask it? Like,
Maybe.
how are you going to ask it?
So do you think that the average nigga can be like, hey, I know I'm getting to know you, but take this fucking 80 question quiz.
No,
and figure out about your avoidant attachment style.
what you described is an L. That shit ain't
Like,
going.
what the fuck are we talking about right now?
I mean, if she's really interested in getting to know him, she should consider it.
Yeah, once they figure out, it's time to commit to each other and they're building, not when I'm trying to figure out if we're compatible. Again, like y'all want to see, you just did the opposite. A lot of these women will suck a nigga dick before they make him a sandwich. You got to know his avoidant attachment style, if he's or whatever it is, before you make him a sandwich. Like it's one extreme or another. Because if average nigga say, hey, bitch, what's your credit score? And she's like, nigga, my credit score is 515, but this ass is fat.
I don't know if a questionnaire a bad idea though. I think it's gonna filter out a lot of niggas.
Willie, you going to hell?
Because a lot of niggas not
It's
gonna
a business transaction.
It's gonna filter out a lot of niggas.
If a girl gave you a fucking questionnaire to fill out when you came across her, what are you going to do? Ball that shit up and still nail her to the cross. Like, what are we talking about right now?
Wait, Toya, how far in it are we talking about the questionnaire though? Like,
so in the particular scenario that I'm speaking of, we were talking for at least 2-3 months at this point.
Okay.
When I sent him the questionnaire.
Were y'all fucking?
No, not yet.
No, this is the thing, Willie. It's niggas out here who cash apping girls for their number. And you
don't start with that borrowing ass shit.
Why is that even a thing though?
I've seen a video.
There's a cash app for niggas, a cash app bitches for their phone number now.
I've seen the video.
They cash apping without the phone number to build a rapport. They just randomly waking up sending 40 saying, get lunch to give them some more money to ask for the number. Like, it's a real, like, and these be the women you saying is hoes, these niggas be sending that money. Like, they'll pull up and just be like, let me get your number. I seen a skit, nigga, like, let me get your number. She's like, nah, he put his cash app up and shit. So he could get you feel me? Like, this shit is really out here. Right. Yeah, they moving. Yeah.
Well, I mean, those are probably niggas that didn't have daddies. So I believe it. I can say that does make sense. So, okay. All right.
Okay, so mine, three months in, you dating somebody and they send you a survey. What you doing?
He's already fucked those 3 months.
Look, if I'm a fill out a survey, for one, I'm gonna think that
the survey.
For one, you're gonna have to. I'm gonna have to assume that you give everybody the survey, and I'm gonna have to value you that much that I'm like, yo, this girl really got it going on, and I know, and I feel like she give everybody the survey, and I think it's just because she's thorough with it. But after 3 months, no. But like immediately, maybe I'm not gonna say no. It depends on like what I like. Are you a virgin? Most likely not. But how do I value you, right? So
I'm answering that shit incorrectly. How many kids did you have? 60.
Most niggas gonna lie though.
75.
But it's not questions like that.
It doesn't matter. My point is, if you give me anything, I'm going to fail it on purpose. You can't shit test me. And that's what at the end of the day, that's what it is. It's a shit test.
Now, I can see if we're taking the test together, like, hey, you want to take
exactly.
this test?
We're taking it together.
Yeah, I take it
too. I take it too, and I send my results to him.
Listen, Willie, you think you're gonna find a husband that you can by shit testing niggas? Good luck,
Willie.
I don't think it's a shit test.
There's no
you don't
way
have to amend
a woman. There's no way you're going to want a woman that bad, like at this point in your life, ever, for you to fill it out.
Nigga, I would have never wanted a woman this bad after my situation when I was 21 to take a fucking test, and that was when I was at my most average. Like, there's no fucking way. I'm not applying for a fucking job. Like, I'm not fixing to give you my resume and then be like, oh, my avoidant attachment style is this. This is my love language. Just to know, just while to figure out if I even fucking like you, it's bad enough. No, nigga, never.
Wait, hold on. But back in the day, wait, back in the day, y'all didn't ask people like, "What's your Myers Briggs" and stuff like that.
No,
Stop playing with us.
I don't know.
Y'all did it? Oh,
No,
that was a big
Wait,
thing when I was
what's your what?
I don't think there's a problem. I don't think there's a problem with you actually wanting to have answers for those particular questions. They're not weird questions, right? But what's so wrong with your line of communication that you feel like you have to do it in an awkward ass space like a survey? Why can't you just have a face to face and have an actual discussion about these things?
Because it would make too much sense.
Like most men are forthcoming enough if they're serious about you to have the conversation. If there's certain things that you want to know, why can't you just act like a human? That shit is y'all don't see it as off-putting. You don't see it as weird. You don't see it as socially weird. None of that. Is it just
Right.
okay for you to submit a survey like it's?
I get annoyed when somebody
Trev, have you seen the sex survey?
They don't want to take that one because it's too soon. It's too soon to figure out what people got and shit. No, they don't want nobody taking that because that should be the Uno
only way
reverse.
that I can see that coming down and working is if you made it happen in like a fun way or something where both of y'all are taking it together and then maybe you go over your results or something like that.
So
maybe you could get it off like that. If you subject
what are the questions on the survey that we talking about?
Yeah, that's a good question.
You're not asking me for my income, right? And all that. What you asking? You asking me for like?
I think it's that INTJ, right? Is that what you're talking about?
Like
you asking me for like love languages and stuff like that?
It's similar to the love language about how you attach to people and how you view, like you're saying, yourself through the lens of like what your attachment is for your partner. They ask you a bunch of questions like that. But Trev, answer me this, my nigga. Give me an example of a fun way a woman can ask you about your fucking attachment style.
No, I think not a fun way. I think it's more so like we're talking about how we grow up. Like, so how was it, what was your relationship with your mom or your dad or things like that? What was your lifestyle? Like, those are like the questions, and you gain how a person is from that.
See, that makes sense. She's giving niggas a survey.
Those are the questions that are on the survey.
Exactly.
Sometimes people don't feel comfortable talking about their home life right off the bat. So maybe it's a little more private with him going through the survey and going through it with, answering those questions without telling me that him and his mom had a fucked up relationship. Maybe he don't want to disclose that information to me, right?
You should be asking either one of those questions. You should be having a conversation or giving niggas surveys. Thank you for proving our point.
Hold on. Here's the important thing though. Like, if she's telling me like, you trying to get to know her and you're like, yo, you gotta take the survey to get to know me, that's different. But if you're talking to her and she's like, yo, I have this survey that I ask people because that's with the interesting things on it. I like shit like that. Like, I like the love language and all that type of stuff. I think that's all cool. So I would take it, but not if you like, yo, in order to get my number, you got to fill this out. That's different.
But
hey,
what I
that's
think
not
is
the case.
weird,
So yes.
Okay.
No.
All right.
I saw something that said the men's surveys.
We gotta get Bo in.
Oh, my bad, bro. I apologize. Go ahead.
A nigga been trying to talk for a little while. Everybody just fuck Bo. So anyway, I think it's really odd that when she brought that up, that it's just so appalling to everybody. Women been doing this forever. Did we forget about women feeling like looking at Cosmopolitan, asking they men to fill out these surveys? Like, women been doing this for forever. And also, do you want us to be women or do you want us to be men? Because every time women say something about what they want from men or what they think is weird about men, y'all always, we not women. Y'all always want us to be women. You want us to be men, because to think that it is ridiculous for a woman to do that, you cannot want to do it as a man, but that is what women have been doing forever. So do you want us to be men or do you want us to be women? If you want us to be women, just expect ridiculous ass shit. It's ridiculous. Fucking do it or don't. I don't give a fuck. Like, nobody gives a shit. If you don't do it, then she ain't gonna date you. Simple as that. And go find another girl. But to like say shit like that to that girl, I think that it's cute. And if you're not a man that think it's cute, then she not the girl for you.
So the it's not a person for you thing. That's what this boils down to is like, well, if he's not willing to do what another man will, that's just not true for most of y'all. And the
No, I'm
reason
not
why that's
saying
not
that.
true, well, that's what your point says though. You said if she's not the person for you, then go find somebody else who will. Like basically, if one man won't, another man will. That's just frankly, it's categorically untrue. And then two, look at all these happily married women. I would bet money, and again, put my money where my mouth is. We go ask these happily married women, been married for 30, 40 years to the same nigga. If they did this shit, the answer is gonna be fucking no. When BK brought up the Myers-Briggs test, I guarantee you 90% of people up here, you know what the fuck that was. I can also say that Trev, in your most successful relationship, Martin yours, Jay yours, True yours, did anybody ever have you take a survey to get to know him?
No.
That's the point. So because it works for her, it's cool, but she's not going to be able to go out and say, well, it works for me. Everybody else got to do this shit. Like, again, most niggas don't even read past the 4th grade. That question has big words in it. Not trying to be funny, but it has big words in it for a lot of people. And then two, why the fuck am I going to answer like 80 questions about my attachment style to a motherfucker I don't even know if I want to attach to yet? I do know I want to fuck though, but I don't know if I want to do anything after that. Why does my attachment style matter? If I'm gonna avoid an attachment style, that means I'm gonna fuck you and not talk to you anymore. Cool. Then you could have figured that. Maybe then it would have helped. But like to sit here and think that we're gonna normalize asking motherfuckers to take exams on first dates, I don't think Lapeef needs that to be the message that we put out.
They never said to
I
normalize
wasn't saying normalize it. No,
quizzes on the first date. I ain't never said nothing like that.
no one said that. I was just saying, like, if a woman does that, it's just what she does. I think it's a cute thing. I've never done it, but I think it's cute for her.
So basically, you want us to be women and think it's cute like y'all do.
No, I don't.
That's what you just
I
said.
just don't want you to be so critical of what she chooses to do. That's all. Just be like, well, that's weird, and then just move on. Like, we don't have to be like, well, what makes you think a man is gonna? That is weird, and I just am like,
let me ask you this: in the dating situation, right? Pretend like it's a job interview. Who is the person sitting across from the table giving the interview, the man or the woman?
it depends on who asking the
It
question.
doesn't. Who can grant a relationship, a man or a woman? Who is the gatekeeper to marriage?
Who asks for marriage?
Who are the gatekeepers to marriage? The same way the women are gatekeepers of sex.
Men ask for marriage.
So
yeah.
Bro, you know the answer.
But women also have to say yes. So I'm just saying, yeah, like men initiate the question for marriage.
So, okay, I like that you said women have to say yes. So we're the ones interviewing you for a relationship. Why the fuck do you think that as an interviewee, you can say, here's my resume, but before you read it, take this survey? What person is going to even consider you as a candidate at that point? Because again, you guys are asking us to prove ourselves to you for your benefit, and that's not how it goes. When we're the ones that are going to have to do all the heavy work, the relationship fails is our fault. If we got to pay for 95% of the shit because apparently some of y'all have jobs. Congratulations. So I'll give y'all 5%. And then we all have to do all the heavy lifting in a relationship. Y'all get to cook and clean. We got to be willing to fucking die for y'all. Like, even though we probably won't have to often, it's something that we're expected to do. So why do y'all feel like y'all are even on the remotely equal footing to come in and think that we should be willing to take a survey to answer so you can have information about us when, again, we're the ones interviewing you? Have that conversation like Jay had, like a normal woman does. Women don't have niggas surveys that they like. They just do that to niggas they want to play with. Have the conversation. You've taken it before, I know. Toy, you've taken it before, right? Ask the questions. Like, you don't having a nigga go take a test is crazy. Because again, that especially when he's just trying to figure out if he even likes you.
So are you saying so the man interviews the woman for the position of being a wife?
Mm-hmm. Well, no, being a girlfriend, and then while she's a girlfriend, she has to demonstrate the characteristics of a wife so he can promote her to be that.
Right. But the man is also on the other side of that, wanting to be her boyfriend or husband. So I'm like, so our roles in each other's lives are different for sure, but role nonetheless. So I don't have to qualify for you solely. You also have to qualify for me. Like we have to qualify for each other. Like this is not a one-sided thing.
He's
It
proven
is
he
different.
qualifies. He proved he qualified for you by the fact that you interviewed for the position. That's how you. It's like a job rec. You found a job that paid enough that you wanted to go apply for it. That was remote, gave you the benefits that you wanted, gave you the travel, gave you the perks. So he's already qualified in that part you just mentioned. Now you have to go prove to him, and you qualify for him giving you the job. That's
Do
Can
you
I ask a
Are
question?
we still
do
talking
you
about
know
the
that
first date?
interviewees also have to like interviewees also get to ask questions at the end of the interview? They ask, do you have any questions for me? We also
right.
get to ask questions. Is
You
what
do
I'm
get to ask
saying.
questions, but the thing is, none of
You
those are
don't. Yeah.
qualifying questions for you because we expect you to even just we'll make an interview, right? The question that we want to hear a candidate ask, what does success look like for me in this role at 30, 60, or 90 days? You should ask something similar to that of that man. Like, what would it take for me to be a good girlfriend to you? Like, what would it feel like? What could I do to make you feel like you committing to monogamy with me was worth it? Or just on an actual job, what do you like about this job? Like, what has it kept you in this role for so long that you're now hiring for it? But for the relationship aspect, tell me what it is about yourself that made you saying, what's your favorite part about you in a relationship? Like, what do you value in a relationship? Like, those are the questions you should be asking. You're not asking questions to prove or qualify for the job.
Willie, that's not necessarily true as far as like, so if you are interviewing somebody and so it's all based on leverage, right? So I know that after the end of that interview, if you have your own actual leverage, you may be asking me questions also to qualify you, right? Depending on who you are that's applying for this job, like if I want you to come and work for me because I know what you value, I know what you possess, right? You can still ask me questions and be like, yo, do you qualify for me? That's a reality to it.
It's not about the questions being asked though. It's about the position, because the difference between being the employer and being the potential employee is that them taking the job doesn't change the employer's position. And then it's the same thing when a man is always a Mr. If he decides to propose and she says yes, she becomes a Mrs. It's always going to be like that. That's the difference of the dynamic. So yeah, she can question, sure, but she can't make that employer unemployed.
And
it just never works that way.
And how often do women have more leverage on the man that they want to marry?
Are we talking about first date or what are we talking about?
No, we're talking about when they're at the point of wanting to be in a relationship.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's a wrap. They don't have the leverage no more.
It's again, when do women have at what point in a relationship does a woman have on the man that she genuinely wants to date, marry, and choose her? Never. Ever. She never has more leverage than him. At any point in time, the only time women have more leverage on a man is when it's a nigga she doesn't really like, a nigga she's settled for. But every woman's dream nigga, the one that they swear they can go get, they never have the leverage on him because he can replace her easily. She can't find another dream nigga as fast as he can find another her.
Yeah. It's one thing I wanted to
add.
add.
I know Toya had a question too, Mont.
You said what?
Said Toya had a question.
The question wasn't really as far as what Willie was taking it like I'm using this questionnaire to validate if I'm gonna date this man or not, or whatever the case may be. It's not even that so much. My question was more along the lines of, is it not a tool that can be used if he's willing to vet, to get to know him on a deeper level? Because it does expose a lot of not just things that may have happened to him recently, but it does, expose those bonds with his family, because it does have those questions on it. And like I said, I'm not opposed to answering these questions as well. It's not like I'm saying you have to do this or we can't go no further. That's not what I was saying at all.
When True said that women just,
I'm asking if it can be used as a tool. No. That's my question.
I think it can be used as a tool, but as someone on the panel said, why not just have that conversation to say, like, basically ask those questions in a conversational way and not just hand someone a survey with all the questions at once. I think that was someone mentioned something to that effect.
When True said that women don't date, they participate in dates. This is one of those things because all you guys do is just try to find any way to disqualify a man as fast as possible because you internally know you don't have much time. So your goal with these surveys or these types of shit tests are just to disqualify men.
I don't mind going on an island on this. I actually think this whole survey thing that we just been talking about, I think it's a great idea actually. For people to kind of get to know more about each other early on, and like things that are important, because a lot of people, they can't carry a conversation and talk about the things that are important. And I kind of like having paper trails. Like I want you to know exactly the reasons that I would never want to be with you. And I want to know all of these things, and I want to be able to look like, you remember you said this, right? Remember that you said this before. So now what's going on? I think it's a great idea. I ain't gonna hold you, unless it's like 80 questions. But if it's just like 30 questions, we on a date, and I'm like, all right, fill it out. I fill it out. Let's talk about it.
So what will be the equal side for men? Because now, if this is what we're going to do, we need to understand your entire sexual history. Like y'all gave Cam Newton hell when he said that he asked his woman about the niggas that she had been with before him. And not no disrespect to women in general, but the niggas y'all have chosen and dealt with in the past will tell us everything we need to know about you. Fucking attachment style survey. Yeah. The niggas you will let fuck you raw. The niggas you gave children to, and why those men you chose to let do those things, or the niggas you didn't, the ones you had abortions by, all the other shit. We should be able to have that question. We need a survey for that as well.
Well, yeah, if that's what
I want to get that video too.
Oh yeah, for sure. If that's what you value, for sure. But I think that these questions are important for both people equally, as far as getting to know each other. The ones that we was talking about.
So, all right, I'm not gonna leave you on the island, man. I can see the benefit of so most people aren't conversationalists, right? They can't carry a long conversation within a date. So I could see like awkward silence creating conflict, and maybe that could be used. But again, it wouldn't, like Willie saying, you just send it to somebody like a shit test. You would have to be there in person, filling it out with them, and make it like a thing where y'all dating. Because I was thinking about this when y'all was talking. How many of y'all actually know your like compatible type? Not the type you want to be with, but who you would actually be compatible with. And if it is that type, what is that person? If you say you know it, what is that?
You gotta know yourself.
With avoiding attachment styles.
Before I even answer this question, is Willie gonna come for me? Because I don't even want to.
No, you understand.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared.
I jumped out on the cliff with Mont, so he could not be alone.
So, because of my nature, I'm compatible with somebody who's gonna allow me to nurture them. Like, if he's the type of man who he gets mad because I want to do things for him all the time, it's not gonna work out.
That man is gay.
Right? You said what?
So that man is gay.
I'm just saying. Also, somebody that is gonna be willing to help me do things. And I'm not saying help me do things as far as like things that guys do. I'm talking about things they don't do. Like if I work, I have children, if I'm tired and I cook, is he gonna sit there with me and help me do the dishes? Or is he going to sleep? Like things like that matter to me.
What if he bought a brand new Samsung dishwasher? All you really gotta do is put that shit back in the dishwasher.
Cool. I don't got no problems.
Yeah,
y'all told me a couple weeks ago that niggas out here wasn't getting bitches, and now y'all trying to tell women.
No, they get bitches. Stop playing, man.
No, they told me a couple weeks ago the average nigga is not getting no hoes, right? And they have been struggling out here, but now y'all telling women what y'all gonna fill out. But y'all don't get no.
In the comments, they say they be getting women. So what's the disconnect?
If you believe half the shit in the comments, you might. I got some oceanfront property to sell you in South Dallas.
I mean, the comments said they be putting it down. Just as much as
play that video, Mont.
Yeah. Real quick, M White, do you understand? Like this is why they make games like tonight's conversation, and people
Yeah,
like they buy them
yeah,
because
that's
it's questions that you probably wouldn't think of that can be very important and you'll be interested in, on a first date. And people, they love questions like that.
They make
that,
those
that
type
I
of
have
games.
that.
that's why I jumped out the window with you for it, because I know a lot of people, like some of the stuff that I ask somebody might seem intrusive, but to me it's valid information that I need to know. But I know somebody else might not even understand like why I would be asking that. And when we talk about vetting all the time, a lot of the times I don't think like men have an adequate understanding of what vetting should look like. Because some of the stuff that that gets said about what happens in a relationship, I'm like, bro, you should have vetted to avoid that shit. Like you, like there. I've never been on my father grave. I've never been in a relationship where a woman called me a bitch ass nigga ever.
But M White, that's because
Nor put
you're
their hands on me, nor tried to blast me on social media. Nothing. Not one time. Like one of the things that I'll be looking for, which is a question, is how do you handle conflict with people you love? Do you keep that shit like real people? Like, hey, I love them. I'm not about to involve the rest of the world in our shit. We gonna address this between me and you, or do you run and blast every motherfucker in the world? Is there a post 7 years ago where you dragging your auntie and your family down the street because they did something you ain't like? Did your cousin who died and you didn't get the I don't know, the stove set that you wanted? Did you just lash out and tell all their business? You know what I'm saying? Like that shit matter.
M White.
Like it's certain shit you really gotta like pay attention to that may seem like, oh, that was just mad, and that's how they was moving in that moment. But no, that's a personality trait. Like I don't care how mad I get. I'm not about to take my family business out to the street and start dragging them online. I can hate your fucking guts and want to see you gone. I still wouldn't do that because that ain't even about you. That shit is more about me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like I'll be looking for character traits that speak more so to who that person is than what they anger was, if that makes sense. Like you said you don't know somebody. Like women listen, or somebody listening to you until they don't want to listen. That's when you know if they really listen. When they absolutely don't want to listen to the shit you saying, but they still go, you know what I'm saying? They still hearing you or taking heed to that shit. So I kind of like unilaterally apply that to a lot of the extreme situations. Like you define kind of about what you won't do, not what you will do. You know what I'm saying? Like, but most people don't get far into it.
Most people don't possess what you possess to even think about those questions and bring them up and have that conversation, which is why I think surveys like this could be good, and not in a way of like fill this out and then come talk to me, but like do it together and have fun and get to learn about each other. That's why I think it would be a great idea. But yeah, JR, you can play that video.
Do you watch? Ever purchased any kind of media or services? Mm-hmm. Do you listen to any kind of podcasts? What are their names? Is there anyone who believes they're currently in a relationship with you? Do you have any kids? When was the last time you were? Yeah, full panel, light work, and swaps. Mm-hmm. My hair looks even. Bahar, do any of your self-care items say anything like 3-in-1, 10-in-1, 20-in-1? What's your record like? Oh, have you ever been accused of any kind of domestic? Did your dad ever hit your mom? What do you think about that? What would you do if a woman hit you? Could you hit her back? When you shower, do you open your for the water to flow in, or do you think that it's gay? I'm totally fine with the silence. I love the silence. No, everything's fine. What do you think about women's body hair? I haven't shaved it all this week. How do you feel about that?
JR, can you see my comment that I put in there? Everybody fighting me.
Let me see.
I'm at war with the whole everybody on that joint.
That's why you call yourself Everybody Hate Mont from that comment section.
Well, everybody hate me in general. So
nigga.
So
I
I
love
would,
you.
Yeah, I can see
I'm
the comment.
See if you can.
I'm with the
Hey.
guys when it comes to the surveys and stuff because I love a good uncomfortable question. Like Marcus said, I love to answer those questions, and I ran while we was watching the video. I'm the one, I know, that got the tonight's conversation, the healing deck. I got the dang, this book, y'all, The Contract, A Defined Approach. And they ask questions like, you know, it, like y'all said earlier, if your man lost his job or if you lose your job, you know, would you be able to, you know, cover him for 6 months, 12 months? So I personally love those. I got a plethora of these when it comes to dating. So yeah, I just wanted to share that.
There you go, man.
Yeah, that's my. I'm at war with the whole comment section, and they saying dumb shit, but you know.
I thought you was gonna read it, but okay.
Oh no, yeah, I said let him ask her body count, and then it was the whole end of civilization.
How are you married and concerned about a random woman on the internet body count? Lame ass nigga. You a red flag. Oh, whole ass nigga. Stop worrying. Don't you got a woman that you love, nigga? Why you steady? They was on your ass, huh?
It's like, yeah, it's like 700 comments on that joint because I don't quit. So
oh, you was responding back?
Yeah.
Lamont said, I don't get tired.
I did have another video. Let me play this.
Back and I'm single, you know, stepping out. Like, how are you feeling about dating? Are you having fun? Are you interested?
It's stupid. I hate it. It's so dumb.
I want it to be like the 90s, how y'all made it look in the movies. It ain't fun, Nia.
I want flowers sent to my house. I need you to show consistent effort.
Like,
I need you to show me that I need you.
Okay, because that's the thing.
That is...
Y'all want somebody to play dumb, but then you already dumb. Now we both dumb?
Okay, I'm leaving. I gotta go.
You know I'm not lying, Nia.
So what about it?
I mean,
ain't Nia like 50-something years old? Why is she in the discussion right now?
You can't have bad knees.
What that got to do? Wait, what does age have to do with not being in the conversation of dating? If you're single, you're dating. Why? What does age have to do with it?
She's like on the verge of having an AARP membership. Like, she should have figured this out already.
But if you're single, you're dating. I don't care if you're 25, 35, or 85. What does age have to do with dating? You can be in the conversation if you're dating, and singles date.
Period.
We have to stop with this ageism thing. If you're single, you qualify to date. You don't. She could have figured it out, and now she's doing it again. Like, and also, she has had a huge career, which oftentimes puts them in a very single place. When you are a superstar, they end up single a lot. So I'm just saying, like,
I think it depends on how you arrived at that singledom, that single nature. Like, from what I know, y'all can correct me. I think it does. I'm speaking for me. I think that there's just a certain point to where you're supposed to have certain things figured out. Now, if you were somehow, some way, you know, maybe widowed, or, you know, maybe you did the 20-year stretch with your dude and it didn't work out, cool. But from what I gather, I can't recall this woman particularly.
That's Nia Long, right?
Having. Yeah, I can't recall her ever. I just don't recall her ever having anybody of.
She was married.
Was
she got cheated on, right?
Yeah, she was married to Ime Udoka.
She was married
to. They were engaged. I don't know if they ever got married though.
No, they were married.
Give us free. You talking about Amistad? She was married to Amistad.
No, the Celtics coach. He was coaching the
He was
Celtics
the
at the time.
coach back in the day.
Oh, okay.
I think it doesn't. I think it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter. I
She
think
ended up
true what
Doesn't
you're.
matter.
She
But
was
you're
never
coming.
married to him. They were in a long-term relationship.
But he
I didn't-
cheated
Yeah,
on her.
I think
Cheated
Essentially,
on
true.
her bed.
yeah.
I think what you're almost like insinuating, it's almost like when people look at like, oh, this person's 50 something or 60 something years old, like why are they even dating? They should already have somebody. But I think that's not a fair assessment, because anything could happen at all, and I don't think it's fair for her to say, oh, okay, well, you get the pass because your ex-husband died. You get a pass because they were abusive and they cheated. You get a pass because I just think that this is where a person is. Even if you were with somebody for 30 years and it was an amicable separation, a split, I think it should be okay. I think
I'm
that
not
we
giving.
look at.
No, Mike, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say, I think a lot of times we look at like women when they get to a certain place, like, well, this is why you're single. You're this age and at this big age and you're single. You must be doing something wrong. And I'm not saying that that's not always the case, or that isn't the case sometimes, but I think that we just can't. We gotta like not look at it. But I do think that there are times when women, it's like they come together and we're all single and it's like fuck men and this and that, and then it just becomes like this like negative outlook. And I almost like felt like that's what was happening in that place with them too.
Would you be accepting to a guy who was 50 years old still trying to be a rapper? Would you be as
That's
supportive?
not the same.
That's a
No,
false
why?
equivalence.
Why is it not the same?
Because
That is
a
not the
rap career and marriage is not the same thing. Like rap careers come once in a lifetime to people. Like successful rap careers come once in a lifetime to people. Marriage is not so scarce that nobody. Yeah,
Is it
everybody
marriage a
can't be a Dr.
lifetime
Dre, but
thing?
everybody can't be like a Jay-Z, a Dr. Dre, or whatever. But we can all be husbands and wives at some point. Yes, we can.
I think
If we put
why
in enough effort.
I think why I introduced it may not be a fair equivalent, but I think that the reaction is what I was trying to kind of get to. You can clearly decipher that someone at that age should have certain things figured out, and that's why I asked the question. It's the same thing with marriage, and honest, my opinion. I gave the pass because at some point, if you have already done this at the highest level of being married, and somehow, some way things didn't work out, whatever those variables are, they're those variables. But she's talking like she's 20 something years old, and that's problematic. That's how she comes across. She sounds like a young girl, and I'm kind of like, well, no, you should have had this figured out already.
It's hard.
I don't know if that's, I
Say it
don't know
again,
if that's
Lakeisha.
I don't know if that's a bad example, because people say that you gonna be in love once in a lifetime. That's kind of like even a saying. And then on top of that, it's kind of like that 18 to 30 range for rapping is damn near the same age for like the ideal time to find a spouse.
Not really. I mean, old people get married.
What's the perfect age to find a man?
No, but the thing is that they're to, I think, Bo's point, right? Old people get married to other old people. No one in this chat is in Nia Long's dating range, right? So there's so many people who are getting divorced between the ages of 40 and 60. That's a lot of divorces happen during that range. She's, what? How old is she? 50 something?
50 something.
50 something?
56.
Right? 56. So she's back on the market after being off of the market for 12, 15 years. I don't know how long she was dating that man before he cheated on her. They broke up. And before that, she was in another long-term relationship. So it's like she's been on the date market for 3 years, and she's like, dang, this ain't what I'm used to. Last time you was dating was pre-pandemic. The time before that, it was the early 2000s. Life is different.
Do you think dating is different, or
yes?
No, hold on. Let me give you the or. Do you think dating is different, or the bargaining power she has within the dating market has changed, so she's experiencing it different?
No, I don't think that's it, because when you talk to men who are her age, think about how they dated, right? We just was talking about the 90s. Think about how men dated in the 80s, right? And when she was at her prime, right? Or the 90s compared to now. life is different, and the interactions, people like to act like people don't have baggage, right? She's dating people who are likely divorced, who already had kids like she has kids, right? And who are back on the market after their own hurts and wants. Women now, y'all were just talking about how women don't want to be approached at the gym. They don't want to be approached here. They want to be approached there. So they're apprehensive. And then on top of it, she is celebrity status. So anybody who does date her, even if she tries to date someone who's non-celebrity, the people I know who got money, who are non-celebrity, they don't want to be in the spotlight. So it's like, so dating a celebrity is not going to be within it has nothing to do with her personal. It's her career path is what she's into, right? So I just think that there's going to be a number of barriers for her, and it's not based on age. It's based on a number of different things. And so I can see it being difficult to adjust, having been in multiple long-term relationships, right? And then being used to how things were at your heyday. And she might have lucked up, went from one long-term relationship to another one, and didn't have much dating time. So now she's really on the market for the last about 3 years.
But I will say it does get harder the older you get. So to True's point, it does. No, sorry. No, it does get harder the older you get. So the pickings are a little bit slimmer, and I think in her career, I think it gets harder too, because a person you got to either date somebody who's understanding, who's also in your career, that whole thought process as well, because they are, you're fighting with time, like, especially if you're that successful in your career.
Yeah, plus like when you get older,
hold on. We're gonna go to Trev and then Bo.
So with Nia Long in particular, I can't really dog her as far as how she behaved in life. I haven't seen her any crazy scandals or carrying herself unladylike or having seriously wild takes overall as far as dating is concerned. She did have long-term relationships. The last one that I did know was homeboy Celtics coach, and that was a whole scandal that he kind of ruined. So I get that part of it, but regardless of that, she does have to realize what it is about the market, right? It's like if us were as men, if we are 5'2", we just have to realize that we are not going to have our fair shake when it comes to women, right? And it's nothing that we can control. There's not very much that we can do. Certain women are just going to give us a hard pass just because of it. So if you asked every single man right now how they feel about Nia Long, it would be very different than 10 years ago and certainly 20 years ago, right? She will not have the same ability to move men the way that she did before. And that's just what it is. That's just biology. And women don't like to believe that their overall value should be assessed based on their beauty or just physicality as a whole, right? Age. But yeah, there's absolutely age discrimination when it comes down to it. That's men have to take that into consideration. If men appreciate beauty, then yeah, that's a real thing. And a lot of older men who would have access to her, men who are established, men who are doing a thing, they're probably going to have access to younger women as well, and they might view that as a more suitable option for themselves. And she has to realize that. So it's going to be extremely tough. Like as far as her wanting to be taken care of and catered to, and how she was describing, we can't say that she doesn't deserve it, but she can be hard pressed to get it from a man that she wants. And she has to accept that. That's just what her reality is right now. And it may not be necessarily because she fumbled anything, or those are just the circumstances of life. It's the same thing that men deal with on a regular basis. We know that the average person average man, he's going to have to make concessions as far as what he wants and he can realistically obtain in life. We all would ideally like a supermodel, but if we say that we deserve it, how women behave sometimes, they would look at us like we're stupid, and rightfully so, right? We have to understand that most of us won't get supermodels. There aren't enough supermodels for us to all have, right? So men have to accept what it is that they can get. You have to sometimes get women who have weird avoidant attachment styles. We have to deal with women who may have excessive partners before you or don't have a lot of qualities that we want. And that's the reality for the average person. So we just got to understand where we're at and what it is that we can actually get based on what you have to offer to that other person.
All right, go ahead, Bo.
Oh my God. I had questions, but I'm not sure I want to ask them anymore because I I can't believe that I am hearing men say this. The reason why they call the 1% and the 10%, the 1% and the 10% is because they're not the 90% and the 99%. These niggas out here that are 40 plus can't get no younger women. Also, are you telling me that beauty lies in 20 something year olds? Because it's 40 something year olds that should have kids at 20 something year olds thinking that beauty lies in that age, and you are not seeing the beauty in women your age means something very weird to me. But I'm just trying to figure out how it is that you all disqualify or you all can put these limitations on women your age. y'all, your age. We should have learned by now. At what point do all humans do all of the things the exact same way? We do not mature the same way. We do not have the same experiences. We do not have the same lives. We do not have the same access. We do not have the same economic growth. We do not have the same nervous system growth. We do not have the same capacity at the same time. So you can't say 18 to 35 because everybody does not do things in that same range. Some people, it takes longer for them to get there, and it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. People who choose to not marry, to not have kids, to not do anything until a certain time, that's okay because there is a certain amount of people, men in particular, that are going to be okay with that because they have done the same thing. We have to stop thinking that there is this narrow age range that you need to get your shit together and get married. That is not true because we just don't grow the same. We don't learn the same. It takes some people longer to get it. Hell, Jay Prince ain't never got it. He's still retarded. So I'm just like, y'all got to y'all got to stop doing this because they're women. We also have to think about the fact that middle-aged men, them young women don't want you because one, y'all got soft dicks, y'all on to CPAP machines, and you got big ass bellies. I'm just like, whoa, they don't want you. You can't have a baby because your dick can't stay hard long enough. I'm just trying to figure out what the fuck y'all think y'all qualifying for because you're disqualifying women, but women ain't out here complaining that you got to take a blue pill. We gonna take you because nigga, you in our age range, and that's just what we got to deal with. That's what comes with age. Like them young women don't want you; they want your money. They want whatever you have access to. So while you around here snoring while you awake, talking about I can't eat dairy because I got to stay close to the bathroom because you done got too goddamn old to be drinking milk. Y'all shut y'all ass up about women because you men have your own issues. We all have our issues. That's why we can't talk about each other. If we are single, we are single. If we are dating, we are dating. It doesn't matter what age it is. Let's just find love. Stop trying to put limitations and conditions on it. It makes me so angry when you do that.
I get it. I dig it. Y'all mind if I simp a little bit? Is that okay? Sprinkle a little bit on top of there. But now I think men are being unreasonable here, right? Because when I think about the video, she's like she wants some flowers, right? Like send her some flowers, make her think you want her, make her think you need her. Like some people are romantic still, I understand what like we saying, but I think we go back to that thing where y'all tell me, yo, we talking about the average guy, right? Average niggas don't qualify for a 30-year-old, right? The ones that we talking about, they not out here. She's not competing with the 30-year-olds. I don't find that to be true. She's a nice looking 55-year-old. She's a nice looking 55-year-old, and it's a man that's 59 who would love to have him some Nia Long. It's probably a ton of men that's 59 who would love to have him some Nia Long. So I think what she's doing is great because a lot of times men just kind of need a little bit of like a little push, right? Tell us what you like. What are you looking for? Oh, you like flowers? Okay. The man that like her is about to send her some flowers pretty soon because he saw that interview, right? So there are men that age who still like most men that age like women their same age who are attractive, right? And they're going to go after her. So I think she'll be fine. And flowers is not a lot to ask for because I'm pretty sure like he want a woman that's about him too. She should want a woman that's a man that's still believe in love, that still wants a woman, like and desires a woman to the degree that she want to be desired. So that's had to simple a little bit for y'all.
I think we are assuming, right? Because if we gonna take your approach to it, right, Mont? If that age range is where she's staying, then she should be experiencing those things because those dudes have the same practices from that era. Where is she complaining? Because typically, if she's sticking around that age range, I agree with you. The 59-year-old dude already know to do the things. The 35-year-old may not. The 40-year-old may not. So we kind of got to know where she's referencing. Because if she's not experiencing that with men in her age range, then yeah, that could be kind of odd. Her being a senior citizen almost. Not digress.
Damn.
Bro, real quick, I think that we might have a little bit of confusion is what I was saying. So I think that when we're talking about the type of men that she would want, we're not talking about the average man. I think a lot of the things that you said would be true to the average man, but Nia Long is honestly not going to accept the average man. We could pretty much say that that's a fact. So those types of men are going to be looking at things differently, and you see it. A lot of the dudes who are she's going to want somebody who's likely hyper successful. I haven't seen her with a regular dude, so we'll just say that if she dated regular dudes, then which I would completely go with, but we don't see her with regular guys who you never heard of. So those type of men, yeah, they're gonna do what they want to do. Unfortunately, that's just what it is, and I know that you may say that some men are struggling, but if you look at what's really going on right now, there's a lot of dudes in their 20s and 30s who are dumping honey packs because they're not performing, right? The T levels right now of the younger men are far worse than what they've ever been. So there's younger men who can't perform. There's older men who are able to perform just as well. If you're talking about children, that's another story. She's not at the age where children count, so it don't even matter. So you just have to understand what type of men that we're talking about. Those hyper successful men that you would like to have access to, then I truly believe that they would likely date someone younger. And the attributes that women appreciate usually come with an older man. They like men, or at least respond to men that have experience. They respond to men who know what it is that they're doing and have the familiarity with women, right? The wisdom that comes with it, the wherewithal that you develop as a man, and your financial stability. All of these things come with an age, and that's why there's a lot of dudes who are in their 40s who are way more desirable, according to the market, according to what women do, according to what women respond to. Regardless of what you might think, there's a lot of women who are in their 20s, 30s, and I'm not saying it's going to be that much of an age disparity, but a dude just might not want to date somebody in his 50s. He's probably not going for somebody in his 20s. He might go for somebody who's like 38, 39 or something like that. And she'll be damn glad for that 50-year-old bro that is financially established, that already knows what he wants, and can treat her better than she thinks someone her age will.
Can I just put some statistics in there, right? Even wealthy men, the average age gap for their second marriage is like 7 years. And the people who go beyond that to 15 years are an outlier, and any beyond that is an outlier. So if she's 55, she could marry up to if she's open to dating up to 65, right? I think it's fine, but I do think the real issue might be what area of successful men she's dating. Because like I said, certain successful men in more private areas like private equity, engineering, doctors, they may not want someone who's in the public eye. So the real issue might be she's dating other people in the public eye, and entertainers already have a what's the word I'm looking for? They got a reputation,
Stigma.
right?
Stigma.
They be doing things. And there's already something that comes when you date people in that area. So I think for a number of people, she might have to do like, and y'all gonna hate this. She might have to go pull a Eve or a Lonnie Love or Serena and Venus. Expand your horizons. Travel somewhere. Go meet new people. There's rich people everywhere. I know a lot of them in all countries. They be out there.
So I brought all of that up to say that we have to stop telling women that they're too old to do something. No one is too old to do anything except have kids. And y'all men need to stop having kids in your 50s and 60s too with that degenerate ass sperm, because y'all go through andropause and your bodies are changing too, and you are losing testosterone as you get older. So you all do not get better than women. We go through menopause, y'all go through andropause. I really want y'all to realize
we can take
that
care of
your sperm gets worse the older you get. Even though you could still birth a baby, you got the chances of that baby not being. So let's not put that all on women. We all are in the same spot. We all are looking for love if we are single and ready to love someone. Unless you're not, and then no one's talking about you. You're not dating. You don't give a shit about love. But it does suck when you get older because everyone is so hurt with so much baggage. Men always say date younger women, less baggage. What about you and your 50-11 bags behind you that you keep carrying? And you finna go and traumatize that young woman. Like, we have to stop acting like we are not all human, having human experiences. You are traumatized as well, which is why the older women don't even want to deal with your dumb ass. You think it's us being combative. It is us reacting to you being retarded. If you could not be that, we would not be combative. You see how I act with men on here? They're stupid. Not all of the men. Okay. But just some of them. The ones that I act the real fool with. They're dumb. And that's what we have to date. Come on, bro. So you have to stop making it seem like it's just women. It is. You are older. You have a lot of experience. You have learned a lot of lessons. Some people are working out of trauma. Some people are not. All of those people don't meet each other at the same time. We're having human experiences. Fuck age. Fuck being a woman. I don't give a shit that I can still have a child. That motherfucker might not be right when it come out, but I also don't want no kids. So I'm okay with it. So like, I'm not dating a man that is expecting to have kids. I'm dating a man that is expecting to live the same lifestyle I want to live. And that is okay. Just like Nia Long is looking to date someone that wants to live her type of lifestyle. If you a dude that want kids, then don't date her. Like, why do we have to disparage women who can't have kids as if they're just useless somehow? Y'all niggas are useless because your dick's soft too. So like, you can't even have a baby because you can't get it up. Also, I don't have them problems. The men that I date don't have them problems. But anyway.
I got two questions for you, Bo. Do you think that the geriatric pregnancy is linear between men and women? Do you think that it's the same type of drop off, or would you say that there's probably at least a 10-year gap before
I don't
men,
know.
quote unquote, degenerate? Okay,
Actually, no. I would say it's the same. I would say it's the same because there are a lot of women having very healthy babies in their late 40s and early 50s.
What the research say?
You know, that
The research
exists. Those
says
are absolutely outliers. A man who's 35 is his sperm doesn't start to degenerate till like well into the 30s. It's not the same. It's not the same. The women have to carry it, so there's a lot more variables involved. The sperm doesn't deteriorate nearly as fast as women's
It
ability.
depends on the woman.
It also depends on the woman and how healthy she is and how she upkeeps her
So,
body. But that
not
also depends
necessarily.
on the man
It
too.
does.
No, so Travis is right.
Overall in general, right? But the other question that I had was, do you think that XP actually works in the favor of women than it does in the same way as men? Because we're talking about experience, right?
Experience.
Experience. Experience works in the same way for men and women.
What do you mean?
Because you mentioned experience, right? You said that men's experiences with other women have messed them up for future relationships as it does for women. Do you believe that's true?
Yeah. Yes. We all had parents. We all dated. Yes.
So why is it that women appreciate a man with experience and men don't? Why is it that women typically are attracted to men who have had experience, and men are generally repelled by women who have
Life
experience?
experiences. You had parents. They parented you a certain way that made you the person that you are. You had friends. You had boyfriends, girlfriends that made you the person that you are. Life experiences. Like, so are we saying that women should not have any type of experience or trauma or anything? That's not, yes, they are the same. Men and women have the same level of experiences, they're just different. We go through the same things.
It sounded like he was asking, is that valued? Oh, go ahead.
And probably not a woman I would agree with that. To me, I can't understand it because women are typically attracted to men with experience. The more experience you have, the more success you have with women. The more experience a woman typically has, the worse off she is for relationships. I don't even see how that's refutable.
We're not talking about the same experiences, Trev. We're not talking about the same experiences.
Well, with age comes those, right? Wouldn't it, the average of a woman who's 35 have more experience than a woman that's like 22, right? Wouldn't that be true? That she have had more experiences in general?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's all.
I can give an example, Trev.
Because we're not talking about the
we
same
can
thing.
do this conversation in the back chat.
Okay.
All right. Let me go ahead and get to these super chats real quick. I ran across this clip. We ain't got to respond to. I just thought it was funny. Did y'all see this?
Dimples, that's you breathing?
Oh.
How you doing, man?
Oh, I was just trying to figure out if you was a guy or a girl. My
No,
bad.
I'm a guy.
No disrespect. Okay, got you. Okay. You got a unique shaped kind of head, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You like your head is shaped like a little kid trying to draw a circle, but they keep messing up.
Maybe it's the hairstyle, bro.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
Lord.
Yeah,
Thought
that's
that
why.
was a girl. I didn't even know that was a boy.
My breathing. With my
I would have
CPAP.
roasted bro though. Fuck that.
Well, I mean, he was a good sport. He was laughing too.
You gotta laugh.
They
That's
were
the best
talking to me
one.
first. I was like, wait, are they talking to me?
It was the laugh that got me.
Let me get to these super chats. Surshot 8731 $2 says these chicks be on the hub wanting to bail out. My mere thoughts 5742 if you're not a virgin, asking the man to wait until after marriage is extreme and pretty much laughable. Could be streaming $2. You can't say no to a question you're not asked. Again, $5. A man can ask 100 women to marry him in a year, and a woman can go life never getting asked. With adjustments, he will eventually get a yes. The truth hurts. Again, $2 sounds like an interrogation. Miss me with that ish. Search shot 8731 $2. Yo, Will, who is Bree Harris 96 on IG? She bad. Into the Black Dragon $5. The dating pool for older successful men is much bigger than the women counterparts. Our demands behind more simplistic, while theirs are more complex. And lastly, Uncle be streaming $2. All of them want our money, so get the young ones. I want to thank everybody that has contributed to the platform. All I'm asking for you guys to do on your way out is hit that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys for tuning in. Blessings to the panel. Make sure we support them the same way you support us over here. And we are out. Y'all enjoy y'all weekend. Be safe out there.